I just like when we had this concept, Greg, I didn't think the anxiety would come back so quickly.
You know,
of wanting to strangle a human through the computer for not listening. And it's not you, Greg.
Well, here's the thing. Thanks to the metaverse and all this other new fancy stuff happening, it might eventually become a reality at some point that you could find a way to strangle someone through your computer at some point.
You big metaverse guy?
Listen, I haven't read up on it necessarily. I'm not with it like other people, but hey, you never know. Maybe it might become the future point at some way that you might want to.
What do you know about the metaverse?
Literally nothing, other than
that's not true. You just said a lot of stuff about it.
I pulled it all out of my ass at that point.
So you know literally nothing about the metaverse.
Other than stuff I see on TV, and that's about it. TV is literally the answer to everything I know. It's fair. I couldn't even explain it, honestly. I don't know what the hell to talk about with it.
Greg, you took a month off from the show, and you can't tell me what the metaverse is?
No, it wasn't my assignment. My assignment was to drink a lot and watch sports, and I did that very, very well.
Who the fuck gave you an assignment?
I would assume
Greg doesn't even have Facebook. What's up, Bo?
Yeah, I would have assumed it'd be the person that's now running our show who gave me that assignment, but clearly it wasn't. Maybe I just imagined it out of thin blue.
Out of thin blue.
Out of thin blue.
Greg, I missed you.
I missed you. I missed you too, bud. It's been a month. Being here on Thursdays and sitting in this chair and not doing anything has been weird.
I envision that even though we didn't do the show, you still sat in that chair.
I did.
For 2 hours and didn't get up and drank a beer.
Well, you remember, I still gave you the text in the morning letting you know that we didn't have a show, just in case you forgot. You know, I had to make sure. Yeah.
We got a lot of, all right. So, comments are coming in. Before we read the comments, I appreciate all you fine people. We do have things we got to clear out. And this is just getting it out there. So first and foremost, before we even get to the big stuff, we are releasing Two Beers Deep as a full live show, a YouTube video, and a podcast, the audio for the podcast. So if people listening to the podcast, we need to do a better job, Greg, of being like, oh, Ryan Votesh commented, Ping commented, Bueno, reading the comments, making it thick, right? Okay, we addressed that first.
Dressed, handled, next.
And I think that is the biggest announcement we'll make tonight.
I would say so.
I think there's anything else.
No, I can't imagine like what else we could possibly do to top that, honestly. I think a new platform and then saying we're releasing an audio version the next day is enough, you know?
Bueno said Greg is low-key throwing the first show.
Wow, okay. What a dick. Sorry, Bueno.
Let's get to the biggest announcement. We have a special guest. He just released his second album. Second album.
First experimental album.
Shout out to Hardy for agreeing to produce the show. It's a wonderful thing to have you. Hardy, are you there? Can you hear us?
Can you hear us, bud?
You know, I used to be a mockingbird, and I just sounded like things I heard, and then I turned into the crow.
Full transparency.
Woo!
I don't know what Hardy sounds like. You could have said anything.
No, actually, that was very spot on.
Thanks.
Was it?
Thanks.
You know what Hardy sounds like?
Yeah, I've listened to his stuff.
Yeah, I had Greg dialed into the Hardy thing for a while.
Yeah. Here's the thing. When you do a song with Jeremy McKinnon from A Day to Remember,
okay.
I'm immediately going to listen to it. And I listened to the whole album at the imploring of one producer that is doing the show now. So therefore I gave it a shot.
Vo, yes, you can now check out the show without having to see Greg's face. That is the beauty of it. Also,
I know,
before I
right?
Below,
let
right
Josh-
now, right now. You
Yeah.
can check them out on the platforms below.
Yeah.
Mhm.
LSS is actually just 2023 Tom DeLonge. That's why he's been gone for so long. Thoughts, Hardy?
I cannot confirm nor deny, but I can say we've never been in the same room at the same time.
Good.
Is it
Smalls, what's
possi-
up, buddy?
Is it possible that he was abducted by aliens this entire time? Because the truth was out there, according to
Hardy
I-
or Tom DeLonge?
Or Josh?
Tom
Or
DeLonge.
me.
Oh.
No,
I've been
we
to
don't
Laramie,
know.
Greg. I've seen some shit.
Really? I mean, I
So-
would imagine there's so much open space that you can probably get away with a lot, you know?
It's
We
true.
have an awesome show planned for you guys. We're going to let Josh have a minute to just, talk about what, congratulations, he's back. I want to start the show by saying the first requested video on the right side of my screen is Osmosis Jones, free with ads.
Oh, good. Good. You can watch that after you're done with
Underappreciated.
QB Halloween.
Underappreciated
Dude,
film, just saying.
It's catching my eye every time I look at the chat. No, guys, so Josh is back. He released the first, I guess, I don't know if you want to call it the first episode of A Great Depression
Yes.
or what you want to. Okay,
Season
cool. I didn't
2.
know if it was
We'll call it
sweet,
season 2.
perfectly fine. It's a
Yeah.
little
It was a
taster
teaser.
intro.
Yeah.
I know that there were a lot of thoughts from the bench guys in the chat and a lot of questions about everything and a lot of questions from you guys about the other shows and stuff. So let's start with Josh. Congratulations. Welcome back, buddy. And we want to give you a
Missed
minute,
you.
obviously. Yeah, I mean, to say your piece, I've had people texting me, commenting me. I was like, do you want to do that first? Okay, we can do that.
He's really thirsty.
Well, and
we
I didn't
can
know.
tell.
I didn't know how long it was. I didn't know what he was doing, but I'm thirsty too. So, all right, guys. As we have for the past 5 years, cracked a beer to start the show. We took our first ever month off, the longest amount of time without a show. The only time I think we've missed a show here or there, but the longest amount of time, and I guarantee we won't ever do that again because Greg
No,
needs this.
I will be very sad if we do that.
3, 2, 1, action.
Josh, you were very, very excited to show off that pounder that you got showing off right there. Show it for the people. What you got there?
That's Montucky Cold Snack, the icy light of the West.
Have you had that, Greg?
Wait.
Yes, it is.
That is like the cheap beer of the West, is what we're
It's
saying.
the beer of the
It's
West.
the
Like,
beer.
It's the beer of the West.
in
Yeah.
Nashville, that is the light beer.
Yeah.
Really? Okay. So I've always been of
Nashville's
the
South,
opinion
but
that
we'll let it go.
Yeah, but I've been of the opinion that every single like region or city or state has like their own like go-to cheap beer. Like Maryland, it's Natty Boh. Like here,
Oh.
it's probably
Yeah.
it's Icy Light, or like up in like the up in like New England area, it's Narragansett or something
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that. Or if you go to Chicago, it's Old Town, which is still one of my favorite cheap beers. But that is
Just name
basically
other
what it-
cities that you've been to. Yeah, just keep going.
No, I'm done. I don't want to
I'm
leave pauses.
serious.
I can't be doing pauses, bud. We gotta. This is an audio clip that people are gonna be listening to at some point. Like, do you want to have the audio version with just blanks going on? Come on.
We need to get. Does this mic sound weird to you, Josh, or am I crazy?
No,
like,
it
not
does.
bad. Okay.
Yeah.
We need to.
We'll figure it out next time.
Yeah.
Okay.
I went to Denver and saw a cold snack lying in the snow on the sidewalk like it grows there.
It does.
Shout out to Lance.
It does. The picture's incredible.
Greg, what are you drinking, buddy?
Well, I'm grateful to be back. So, what better way to start off with than with a Grateful Garden from Trace Brewing, obviously,
Okay.
as well.
Well, you
I had
win.
to time that like in the right way, so that's why I did
You
it.
definitely win beer of the day.
Is that also the bodega beer?
No,
Oh, okay.
that is
That was
actually
a cream ale.
Yeah,
Oh,
and it was
I
cool.
want to
I
taste
I
that.
gave some to my cousins for Christmas, and they have like the idea where like you cut out the hole and you can turn it into a
Pinhole camera.
Yeah, it's really cool.
What?
Hmm
Did anyone save me one?
Wait, did you not know it could be a camera?
No, that's so
Oh, yeah,
fucking
that-
cool.
Yeah, it has the instructions like
pinhole
on
camera,
the can and
yeah.
everything. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
I
Yeah.
am drinking Jackalope Thunder Ann. Just a good old fashioned pale ale from a brewery down here. Gotta
Nice.
love
Love
it.
the can design actually.
Their cans are really cool. Jackalope does some really good stuff. I definitely thought Anastasia and Josh told me that the jackalope was a real animal. That threw me for a loop this past weekend. Then I realized.
Wait, you didn't know?
No,
It's
the
not.
bunny, Greg. with antlers is not what we were talking about, but it's what my brain went to. Did you think it was real?
Yes, I legit did. I legit did. Yeah, I legit did. I will.
Okay.
I like how angry you got at me. You said you didn't know that was real. You thought it was real?
Yeah, I thought it was real.
Why are you so calm?
Greg, I would implore you to read an article that I released on Thoughts from the Bench today about the jackalope.
Oh, damn it.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. www.thoughtsfromthebench.com. This isn't a bit. This is real life, guys.
Talking about the jackalope.
Is the jackalope urban legend or an undiscovered cryptoid? February 2nd. That's today. Have you ever been hiking or driving and seen a rabbit that just seems too big to be an ordinary bunny? Did the thought ever cross your mind that perhaps the creature was a jackalope? Today on Sass's Crypto. Wait, you're into crypto?
Hang on. Wait, does this say crypto?
It says crypto.
Crypto. Whoops.
Guys, it's day one. It's minute 11. Get your shit together. There's a crafty jackalope in Bridgeville that has to be real.
What were you expecting when the three of us are on camera? Of course it's gonna go off.
I just wanna click through this slideshow real quick. Look at these. Look at these majestic bunnies with horns. Wow.
I have a question, Greg.
Go ahead.
What else? I guess I have a question for Josh. What else do we think Greg thinks is real or not real?
Well, since I know Greg's not watching the stream, let me ask him if he thinks if a liger is real.
That's a good one.
No, that's not real.
Oh, you should really read this article.
Is it real?
Yes.
Yeah. What about,
my god.
What about
it? Doesn't have. Hold on. It doesn't have magical powers, but yeah, it's real.
No, when I think of oh my god, that's amazing.
Anastasia brings up a good point too. The article is also called Cryptid Corner. Are both these words supposed to be cryptic?
No. Cryptid.
It is.
Cryptid is the correct yes.
Okay, I've never seen that word.
Here, hang on. It's in the article, Deke. If you click on cryptid,
Josh, I know that
cryptid comes up.
I know, but you have quite the track record of being bad with English.
No, I was just proud of myself.
So cryptids are animals
was
that are
like a link.
Okay, that's a real thing.
Yeah.
I would have thought you just misspelled cryptic and then just kept going with it as like a running pun or something.
I just like now we should make Josh make a show called Sass's Crypto Corner where he has to learn about crypto.
Only. Oh, never mind. This is less fun.
Yeah, no, that would suck.
Yeah,
that would be an ass.
I don't want to do any part of that.
Weighs up to 5 pounds. Anastasia's just reading the article.
Good.
All right, Josh. So for everybody, weighs up to 5 pounds. Cheerleader comment. Everybody that is listening on the pod, anybody that is watching in hindsight, everybody that is watching right now. Okay, I didn't want to bring that one up, but Grace wants me to ask you, Greg, thoughts on the narwhal.
Narwhals, there's a dumb song that I remember my brother reminding me about that's like, I don't even know where it was, but like he kept singing it and it kept getting in my head. It's like narwhals swimming in the ocean, causing a commotion. And it just like kept getting stuck in my head after a while. But
are they real?
I don't know.
Yeah, so thank you for that story. I really, Pig says sing the song. Thank you for the story, Greg. I really meant, do you think they're real or not based on the bit we were just doing? But if there's songs about any animal, you can.
I would guess, yes, they're real.
Yeah, I wish that.
Oh, thank God.
I wish that there was a website that was like, "Is it emo?" But is this animal real?
I hope there will.
There you go. Actually,
really
Anastasia, there's your idea for your money-making website that you don't have to do anything for. Is this animal real?
I like OnlyLands. I think OnlyLands is a really good.
I think
also incredible.
OnlyLands was a hit.
OnlyLands is Josh just stares at his significant other and giggles.
Yeah.
And that's the only camera thing. Two
Although
things.
she can make a better website because I still don't believe that the only emo band was Taking Back Sunday. Like that's some sketchy stuff.
Bayside was too. Oh, now we gotta go. Is this band emo?
Oh man, we're back.
Real quick.
We're playing the hits.
Smalls writes in, I really like the idea of combining animals together. Yes. We should make a podcast about that. Smalls was so infuriated. He made a snake llama on our animal combining draft day
that's
episode.
right.
It was amazing. And 2, yeah, Grace did not know a narwhal was real. I had to stop a game night and put on videos of narwhals, but we did find out it was a tooth, not a horn.
Yeah.
Huh.
Also, Greg, Bayside is an emo band according to that website.
Damn. All right then. So there's 2 bands that are only emo according to them. I got it.
Okay, back on track. Josh, you have a minute
Okay.
to tell your life story.
Hi, it's me. I'm the problem.
Facts.
It's me. I no longer work for the University of Wyoming.
Oh, did we tell him to get a solo cam, Greg?
Well, here's the problem. I said,
solo cam for Josh.
I sent him 4 webcams, so I'm assuming one was going to be solo at some point. So I'm not surprised.
But what if? Hang on. Because what if you had your own solo cam and Greg had his own solo cam and I also had my own solo cam? Wouldn't that be fucking cool?
I guess. Denny says, "Where do I can't give bits or subs?" I said, "Good, save your money." All right, Josh.
Yeah.
Sorry, your minute starts now.
Okay. Hi, it's me. I'm the problem. It's me. Also, that album slaps. Anyway, I don't work at Wyoming anymore, and that was kind of sad, and it's over. So now I work here again for no money, but at least I have somewhere to go. I also don't know how many times one person can be employed by the same company, but I'm on my 3rd rotation, so that's cool.
Wait a sec. You're the Billy Martin. No thoughts on the bench then.
What was the second one?
Well, so we were originally doing like the wrestling videos and this last week with Deke, and then we quit doing all of those because Anastasia kicked us out of the house. And
yeah, she was not happy. Yeah.
And then I didn't do anything for a couple of months except for blog as Johnny Violence. I mean,
true.
Somebody blogged Johnny Violence. And then,
okay. What?
Yeah. What?
No. You didn't hear that. You didn't hear that. No, you didn't hear that.
This is being released as audio. Greg,
yeah.
So.
It's okay. Then, no one heard that.
Yeah.
Keep going.
And then we went back to, and then that's COVID hit, and then I started doing 2 Beers Deep. We had already been doing thoughts from the movies, maybe, or we started doing thoughts from the movies, and then eventually a Great Depression. So,
God, this chair is gonna be fucking dead.
Yeah.
All right, keep going.
Okay. So anyway, yeah. So I'm back, currently unemployed, drinking beer and talking to my friends, because that's what you do.
And you've never been happier either. So
that's correct, Greg. Never been happier.
Do the do.
Yeah. So
do the do. Yeah.
I don't know.
Josh moved to New York. I don't think you can handle New York.
I don't think I can either.
This is crazy.
That would.
I definitely
don't know that I could be.
I definitely.
I love New York. Yeah. So obviously, Josh, we always had the conversation about you coming back. You're back. Can't wait for you to get a job and have to quit. So
correct.
Yeah. And by the way, because of this is also the single most expensive episode of 2 Beers Deep we've ever done.
I forgot about that, Greg. God damn it. Good job.
Is there a duo cam with just you two to talk?
No.
And I have the receipt to prove
like
it, folks. If you look directly in and then you hear from my saying, look at that. $909 was spent on shipping and all that fun stuff to be able to get Josh his equipment to be able to return and do the show again. So
it's true.
So
it's the most expensive episode in 2 Beers Deep history.
Most expensive episode ever. Yeah. And something I didn't bring up, by the way, when I was like getting all the stuff out of the studio and putting it into my car, there was like a thin layer of ice along like the patio as I'm like walking back. And the first thing I'm carrying out is the tower, like with it cushioned up and stuff like that. And I slipped on the ice, and the tower like landed on top of me. And the only thing I could think about at the time was, oh, fuck, I really hope I didn't break this thing. So
well, thank you for using your body.
And I was like, yeah. Not much cushioning, unfortunately.
Your body saved the company, Greg.
No, yeah.
Again.
120 pounds of bones just saved our computer. So, 2 things to address really quickly. Josh has the equipment. Vo says, is the studio empty? No, the fucking golden tea still in there.
But somebody should go into the studio because I'm sure there's still shit in there.
Yeah, we got to clean it up still.
Yeah.
And Grace says, no, Greg left all the cords. There are cords still. The extension cords for USB ports and stuff like that are still in there. So sort that out. 2, we talked a while back about large change for Thoughts on the Bench as a whole. Sid says next week's episode will be streaming on LimeWire.
Tight. What an idea.
Wow.
Yeah, but it'll be Lollipop by Lil Wayne.
Don't
MP4.
tempt me to put this on Napster. I will get it there.
As of right now, though, we did pause all live shows until this show. Updates about the shows as a whole. We do not have a concrete plan yet for the Rankings Court crew. There's an idea that'll come with them. There's a lot of work that needs to be done in terms of just how it's going to function. That's fine. Had a call last night, or was it? Yeah, last night with the Draft Day crew. Draft Day is no more. But the show people are still a thing. And Greg, this is new to you and new to Ping, who I told just to listen and understand, but any of them know. This is going to become a brainchild of stupidity, Greg, which is I don't have a name for it yet. It's just going to be a variety hour. Basically, it's going to be, go ahead, Josh.
I have a name.
Is it going to be spelled wrong when you say it?
No.
Which makes it better.
You know, there used to be this one show.
So it's 2 hours.
Called the Idiot Hour. And I think that it would be a great use of that name since we already trademarked it.
What if you did Idiot Hours and then had the S backwards as 2?
Marketing fucking genius. Greg Malik.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Steph said she just showed up because she forgot we weren't on Twitch anymore.
Sorry, Steph.
That's okay. It's a transition. It's okay. It happens.
The Brainchild of Stupidity is the name. No, the show is just going to be, I'm going to come up with topics. The main Draft Day guys are going to be there. And anybody on Thoughts on the Bench can join. I'm going to have to find a couple different screens and stuff like that. 88 hours with a money sign, Denny says. We'll see about that. It is just going to be a show. I'm going to get 4 topics, Greg. It's going to be very debate heavy. It's going to be very dumb. It's going to be everyone on Thoughts on the Bench's roster is sent a Zoom link. Whoever joins at whatever hour. I'm going to send out the topics the morning of the show and just tweet it out so people can tune in or join in whenever they want.
I love it. So you can get someone like who gets real passionate about it and is like, okay, I got to be on for this, basically.
Yep. Just gonna be that. So I think that's it. I think that's all the housekeeping issues. Bo says RKC prevails over Draft Day. That's not true because you guys literally haven't come up with anything. Greg included.
Whatever. I have no excuse. I have no excuse.
Call it the great debate. All right. We have an actual show to get to. The first actual show in a month. The first actual show with Josh in 15 months?
Yep.
Is that how long it
wow.
was? Yeah. Which feels crazy, right, Greg? I mean, I know that we've been doing the show for, 6 years? Guess the Vault isn't part of T2B. I said I paused live shows, right?
Yes. Yeah,
okay, so
that.
Just kind of weird, Smalls.
Yeah, you did say that.
Yeah. Okay, sorry. The Vault is now going to be live, so I don't know how to do that, but that's the new announcement. The Vault is now live.
Yep. Drops at noon every Friday, and they're both him and Benny Buckets are going to be in studio.
They're live in studio every Friday.
On the dot. Yeah. Doing everything under the sun at that time. I mean, they said it. We now have to. We have to do it.
Small said, "Whoops."
Whoops.
Whoops. Whoops. Wait, Greg, how was your date with Smalls? You finally got to go to Jagoff's.
Finally got to go to Jagoff's. Not a place I would expect to see in Greenfield, but I gotta say, nice little spot. Had two glasses of really good whiskey, and I enjoyed myself. I would definitely go back at some point. Might have to hit up Davis actually, since he lives like really close to there, to see how that goes. So we'll see. I actually haven't had whiskey since the classy night that we did for Deke for his birthday. So
I love that chair. It just keeps falling down.
Would you be going with Smalls again? Is there a second date in your future? That's what we're all want to know.
Well, I just said that I would probably invite my friend Davis for a drink since he lives by there. So
Sorry,
we'll see,
Smalls.
but
Stick to being.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Well,
Second
once he
fiddle.
gets the live show, I don't know if he'll have time.
Yeah, that's true. He'll be busy. Priorities and shit.
Is By the Slice coming back?
So
I'll do a Nashville one at this point.
I mean, he did talk about it on the AGD
Yep.
teaser for season 2 already. So
Yeah, but
you missed that.
because it's Eric, I'll answer. If it was somebody dumber, I wouldn't.
like Bueno.
Like Bueno.
Mm.
So there just literally are not enough pizza places in Laramie, Wyoming.
We already did them all, Sid.
It's like I'd be done in a month. Like we'd be like, and that was it. That was By the Slice.
Here's the thing. What you
Tell me.
should do is what we used to do for the brewery reviews. Just like do like 5 or 6 in a day, knock them out, and then release them over the month, and then that
So-
way you'll be able to do the next leg after it.
What Greg is saying.
There's still only 4 pizza places, Greg. They're just not going to be
Greg.
magically more
No,
pizza
that's
Because
like,
places.
go to-
all the
go to
pizza
other-
places at the same
go to-
time, it doesn't make more pizza places.
I meant like go to like Colorado or something and do it. You know,
Yeah, Josh,
like,
travel, you asshole.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
you're close.
Yeah, if you ever fucking came up here, Greg, you would know it's 2.5 hours in any fucking direction to another fucking
Alright.
place to even have humans around.
3 hours by Bison.
They are a little slower than the car. But if you got a jackalope, you could be doing 90. So
Apparently.
you can get a bunch of jackalopes together, tie them to a sleigh. You could be in fucking Pittsburgh tonight.
Mush. All right, let's do a show.
Are you sure?
I think so.
It's been so productive.
Bueno
It has
laughing
been.
emoji. So
What
yeah,
are you doing first?
shout out to the world. You can decide.
Wait, I'm deciding?
This is a test to see how you work on your feet.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
On the job training, dude.
Okay.
Yeah, dude.
Dude.
Why that just stuck out to me
Yeah,
so
dude.
aggressive.
Yeah,
Yeah, dude.
Dude.
I also
Okay.
realized right now. Okay, never mind. I'm good. I have the draft topics written down, Josh. So I will read those
Fantastic.
off whenever we get there, but we
Okay.
can save that for the end. Also, draft day back as a concept for Two Beers Deep.
Okay, great. Derek and Greg talk about the NFL playoffs.
Oh, so yeah, guys. The last time we talked to everybody, obviously was the week before Christmas, and so a lot was going on. Greg, I mean, really, we missed the entire playoff slate, which I think was cool.
did.
It was. Here's what I'll say: for the first time in 5 years, I got to just enjoy sports as a fan. I didn't think about what I was going to say to you. We texted, but it wasn't like this.
Yeah.
I need to drive it to content. It was really cool. Let's talk about the playoffs, man. I mean, shit. Tom Brady made the playoffs with a losing record, huh?
If you were to tell me that was ever going to happen, I would have said you were out of your mind. But then again, that also tells you how bad that entire South is in general, because the Falcons are a mess. The Panthers are still a mess. And the Saints had no quarterback. So someone had to win it at some point. But here's the funny thing, too. I still, for the life of me, still expected the Bucs to win that game.
Do me a
Even
favor.
going into it, I still expected it.
Tap your mic. Tap your AirPods.
And that's what's going on,
Josh,
Steph.
Come back in, Josh. Come back
That's
in.
what's going on, Steph. That's what's up.
Is it my AirPods?
Yeah, your
Okay.
audio is attached to your AirPods, not your mic. Ma.
God damn it. I said I
Wait,
got a
now
new
what is he
mic.
doing? What is that noise?
A balloon animal.
Wait, we're going to solo Greg Cam. We got to see what's going on here.
No, nothing. I'm gonna switch out the AirPods and just plug these in. See what happens.
Well, wait. What's wrong with the mic? What did you buy?
Well, you just said the audio is like coming from here.
Yeah,
so like
okay, wait, hang
so
on.
what's the mic plugged into?
USB and connected to an XLR
Okay,
cable. So
go-
it should be in my.
So in your Zoom,
Mhm.
this is
Mhm.
fun. In your Zoom, next to the microphone, there's an up arrow. Click that, and then under select a microphone, you should be able to select a microphone.
Oh, same as system. Okay. Sorry, my bad about that.
Hey,
Yeah, sorry about that.
Now you're
he's
super
really
quiet.
soft.
Now, is there something on the mic that is like a volume switch, like on the actual microphone? Pull it up.
No, he has
has the
one of
other ones?
these. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, are you talking into the logo?
Yeah, talk into the thing.
Yeah. Mic check. Mic check. Mic
He's
check.
still
Mic check. Mic check.
Oh.
There.
Mic check. Mic check. Mic
Hey.
check.
So there, that's the logo.
Okay, mic check. Yeah, I had it on the other logo. My bad.
Okay.
Figured that out.
He's still a little soft, but it's better than the AirPods, I think.
I would hope so. All right. Cool.
Also, I like that, and I can only assume that he did this out of, like, that he loves me. You see that little red bow on his mic stand?
Oh my god.
It's my fucking mic stand
Yep.
from the studio.
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
I did keep
God.
it. I did specifically keep it. Yeah.
Greg,
Fantastic.
you are an
He's the best.
electric factory.
He's the best.
Jesus, my dude.
What can I say? What can I say?
I don't know.
Oh, man.
All right, back to football. Shout out Steph. Like a softer Tuttles.
Thanks, Steph. Appreciate it.
Oh, man. This is the best show ever.
We're off the rails.
He moved farther down the tunnel.
First episode back. First episode back. Unbelievable.
Oh, can you guys hear him?
Oh, this is not good. Not good at all.
Take off your thing. Take off the top.
There you go.
Go like get close to ASMR.
Mic check.
I don't know what to do.
Okay, shut the fuck up and actually say words, please.
Sorry, I'm trying to say
Hey!
a word right now. You sound better. Okay, there you go.
I love you, Greg. All right, playoff
Love you too.
recap.
Okay, back to
Man.
football.
Sorry, we're off the rails. We spent like a half hour just doing goofy shit, and that's
Well,
just
okay, I do have a question. Josh,
Yeah.
why didn't you think to try the mic?
Oh, because I said we
You're
would figure it
producing
out.
the show,
I said
right?
we'd figure it out next week. I was just letting him go. I wasn't gonna troubleshoot on air.
trial and error, folks.
Yeah, clear
Trial
up.
and error.
Oh my god, guys, what the fuck? All right.
Hopefully this audio doesn't sound horrible on the podcast stream.
No, there's also a clip button right on. We need to. Okay. Anyways,
I've been
Yeah.
writing down. Would you like
You're
my
fine.
clips thus far?
I don't think so. It's the whole show.
Greg thinks jackalopes are real at 19 minutes. At 20
Oh,
minutes.
God.
State of thoughts from the bench. At another time, Greg wants to know why Buy the Slice isn't going to happen if I just do them all at once. And then at 30 minutes, Greg has mic problems.
Josh
30
goes, there's just
minutes.
not enough pizza places in Laramie. And Greg goes, just do them all in a day and then do the rest of them another day.
And I was trying to do it as I was trying to say Colorado, and that just didn't finish out of my sentence.
Oh,
That's
my
fine,
bad.
buddy. It's
Incredible.
fine. Get closer to Mike. Let's talk football.
All right.
Greg.
Yes.
Okay.
Hmm.
You start because I'm going to laugh.
You're gonna laugh. Yeah, that's fair. Okay, so I would say to begin with, if we're gonna start playoffs, I would say even though we did end up with the 1v1 in the Super Bowl, that's fine and all that.
Yeah.
I still think the best thing that I saw from the playoffs was the Jacksonville Jaguars comeback.
Oh. And
That was
so
incredible.
I would agree because
Incredible.
I would agree for one reason alone, Greg. This is a team we all needed to see something from. You bring in Doug Peterson. You have, blue chip first round draft picks, Trevon Walker, Josh Allen, Trevor Lawrence, Travis Etienne, all this. You pay massive money to a guy, Christian Kirk, where you upset the market. If this team didn't make the playoffs in that division, which is a very bad division, I would have been really upset because we all like Dougie Fresh on this show. That comeback to me made me think that Trevor Lawrence next year is potentially a top 5, if not 10 quarterback.
I would go as far to say that, first off, and this is something I didn't even realize because I haven't looked at the Jaguars roster in a long time. If you look at the guys on that defense, there's guys that me and you recognize from all those years of covering the draft and stuff that we completely forgot are on that team. And there's talent everywhere on that team that we just didn't think about because they just stockpile everything and nothing happens because they don't have a coaching staff to put it together. But
let's name some of those names. I mean, Devon Hamlin, Arden Key out of Florida. Arden Key's great. Josh Allen, obviously on the edge, who's turned out to be everything we thought he was going to be. Devin Lloyd, inside linebacker, who is backed up.
I love Devin Lloyd.
Well, you know who I love more?
Who?
Chad Muma. So Chad Muma there, Josh. Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, him and Dewey in the middle, bitch. What you want? What you want? Go Pokes. Go Pokes.
Them Cowboys get wild up there.
You look at guys like Trevon Walker. So they have Trevon Walker listed as a sub linebacker, which is interesting. Anyways, whatever. Kalavon Chason, who is, tremendous.
LSU boy, yeah.
Yeah, big fan of him coming out. Some of the guys there, I'm trying to think. I don't even really know that many of their secondary guys. Tyson Campbell, Rashawn Jenkins, Andre Sisco, Monteric Brown, makes me want to go up there. But then you look at, honestly, their O-line, Jawan Taylor, Brandon Scherf, who Scherf had a weird season, but is still elite. You look at Walker Little at left tackle, who's great.
Walker Little was like a guy I thought at one point was going to be like a franchise left tackle from Stanford, and I just assumed he'd be there, and he just hasn't developed this far. Scherf was with Washington for the longest time, and then Jawan Taylor is going to make bank because he's a free agent now. So, like this team has talent everywhere.
Yep.
If you think about it, it was just they just didn't have the right coaching to bring it all together. But something I did want to bring this up, and I would want to get your opinion on this. I personally think this is the best comeback I've ever seen in the NFL playoffs. And I'm talking better than the Buffalo Bills Houston Oilers one from 92.
Define NFL playoffs.
Like I'm talking like wild card to
the Super Bowl's in the playoffs.
I'll count Super Bowl's separate, I would say. Super Bowl's like its own entity. Super Bowl's its own entity. I'll give it that.
But it's
I'm
part,
saying,
okay.
It is part fine, but
postseason versus playoffs.
Yeah, you're right. Everyone, when they think of comebacks, they think of the Bills beating the Oilers because I think the Oilers were up like 31-3 at halftime at that point, and the Bills ended up winning at 38-31 in overtime. I think this one was better simply for the fact that if you look at that Bills game, they didn't have Jim Kelly. He was hurt, so Frank Reich was the quarterback for the entire time on that one, and Warren Moon and they were going into Buffalo in that game, so that was going to be a struggle nonetheless. This was a better comeback simply for the fact that if you watch Trevor Lawrence in that first half, he was god-awful. God-awful. First two passes he threw were picks.
Yeah.
Like Asante Samuel
He had 4 picks in the first half, I think, or something.
Asante Samuel had 3 of them. Like that's how good he was in that game. And that's how awful Trevor Lawrence was. So the fact that they came back after how horrendous their franchise quarterback was playing, and then the Chargers simply just absolutely shit the bed the rest of the way, I personally would say this was probably the best comeback I've ever seen. I think it's better than Buffalo and Houston. I think it was.
So I don't disagree. Shout out to Tim Semega in the chat. He said O'Shea brothers still run it all. I can't say it's the best comeback because they had more than 11 seconds. The Chiefs Bills game to me is the singular greatest playoff game. If we're not counting the greatest Super Bowl game is Atlanta, New England. It sucks. The greatest playoff game, and I mean comeback because they had 11 seconds to drive the field. And that was too much time. That's my greatest comeback in playoffs.
But that's so hard for me to consider it as a comeback though, because that game was back and forth. I'm talking when you think of comeback, you're putting yourself in a massive hole that you have to dig yourself out of. That's what I think of with a comeback.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think that's fair. There's a difference there.
That Bills Chiefs game was one of the greatest games I've ever seen, but that was also an anomaly. And that's one of those things. That was literally two boxers that are at their prime going back and forth with each other and seeing who's going to flinch first. And that's essentially what happened. That's a different story versus a comeback.
Yeah, let's lean over here. Josh, I want to bring you in for this part of it, if you don't mind. So all the playoff teams, bottom of the screen, you can see it. I'm getting memories of these games. You can chalk it up yourself as underachieved or worst or whatever. Which team below were you the most disappointed in for their playoffs? So, obviously, it's not going to be the Eagles. It's not going to be the Chiefs. Which team below do you look at and you go, dude, that was a disappointing team? They either should have done more or their game was because honestly, the Jaguars giving up that many points is disappointing.
Okay.
Josh, you go first.
Yeah. Okay. So I think I want to first disqualify the Ravens because they didn't have Lamar. So I don't think you can
You know
say
what?
it was
Fair.
disappointing because they didn't
Personal
have
opinion.
fucking Lamar.
That's fair.
For me,
Totally fair.
I'm going with the Vikings.
I have a question.
Sure.
Did you think they were gonna do something?
Yeah. I thought they would.
Okay.
I thought they were a first round upset. They were at home, or not to be upset at home. I thought they were going to win. They were favorites. I thought that was a go for.
I love Kirk Cousins. I don't know why. They had
Because
to
he
have
looks
been
like
the most,
Greg.
They were yes. Well, he does look like Greg.
My twin, homie. I wish I made the money like Kirk Cousins, but that's just me.
They were like the most fraudulent 13-win team. They were more fraudulent than the 11-0 Steelers.
I don't disagree with that.
Okay.
But also fucking Danny Dimes. What are we fucking talking about?
I mean, franchise quarterback, Dan.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean,
Greg,
I don't know.
fully spun around. This is the greatest quarterback in NFL history.
Yeah, you really
He's Vanilla Vic.
Whoa. The greatest quarterback in NFL history? Come
You
on.
heard me.
Now you're just being ridiculous.
Name one quarterback you'd rather have than him.
Any of the people you just talked about.
Name one.
Both quarterbacks that are in the Super Bowl right now. Patrick Mahomes and Jalen Hurts I'd rather have.
What are their nicknames?
The Jalen Hurts.
No, Jalen Hurts is
Yes.
elite.
We'll
Yeah,
see.
Jalen Hurts
But
is elite.
name another quarterback with a better nickname
Ooh.
than Vanilla Vic.
Wait.
Kirk Thuggins is pretty fucking good, though. It's
Pretty
pretty fucking good.
Wait. Who the hell's calling him Vanilla Vic? I need to know.
Derek is. That's all that matters.
No. I think it was Saquon Barkley. Hold on.
Just Saquon
Saquon
Barkley
Barkley
called him
called
Vanilla
him-
Vic.
Yeah, dude, this is like
I did
I
not
love
know
you,
that. That's
Saquons.
incredible.
Giant
that-
Saquon Barkley talks origin of Vanilla Vic.
Actually,
Oh my
So
god.
then
He-
I would
he made
say the Giants, if we were going off of nicknames alone, are Super Bowl champions between Vanilla Vic and, say, Quads Barkley.
They're up there.
They're up there.
Yeah, that's fair. I'll give you that.
Greg, who is your most disappointing team? I think the Vikings are a good pick, Josh. They were a great team. They have the foundational pieces. That defense is Swiss cheese and will never get them to a Super Bowl.
Well, and the
Yeah.
quarterback won't ever get them to a Super Bowl.
I disagree. Jimmy G went to a Super Bowl, and I'd rather have Kirk Cousins.
Hey. Whoa.
We
Did
restarted
something
it.
change in the 15
Yeah.
months that
We restarted
I've been
it.
away that Jimmy G
Oh.
will never lose an NFL game?
We won't win it either.
That doesn't matter. He won't lose it. He didn't lose that game. Brock Purdy lost that game with a bad elbow.
Yeah, I didn't say that.
Pigeon.
Jimmy G is the epitome of even. That's all we can say about that.
Even's
But
not
no,
odd.
even is not odd. That's fair. Even is not high. It's not low, but it's just there. That's all we can say about it. No, for me, I would say the most
take my
disappointing team.
Don't
It's
take
got
my
to be the
team.
Buffalo Bills.
Oh, okay. Woo. Really?
It's got to be the Buffalo Bills.
Excuse me?
They
I
go,
like it. No, I agree.
yeah.
It's
You know,
not my team, but I
like-
agree.
Greg, you
Easily the
can't
most
say
disappointing.
that. My Wi-Fi will get shut off.
Buffalo Bills?
If
by
you
saying
say that Josh Allen was disappointing in the playoffs, they're gonna shut this whole fucking
Well,
podcast
I
down.
think what Greg is saying is that DeMar Hamlin didn't show up.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, like all he was waving in the press box. How's that helping?
Okay,
the team?
that's a lot. That's
Yeah.
different. That's a different thing than
Sorry.
what I said.
Sorry,
That's
but
that's a
but I'm
different
saying,
thing.
but I watched that game against the Bengals. I watched that game against the Bengals, man. Like they just, of all the ideas that you should have had, it was a
Yeah.
snowing, messy game altogether. Like the Bengals are like they're down 3 offensive linemen against for Joe Burrow, and you couldn't come up with like hold them to what 17 points. Like that's messy.
I agree.
Like that's unbelievable, and that's depressing. And also, like I'll be honest, that offense like didn't do dick in that game.
No,
at
and
all.
I don't really know what they're missing. That's the tough thing, right? So really
Well-
quick, Votash wants to know if Josh lives in dorms. I think yes. Like actually, right?
Essentially,
Not- but-
I mean, like it is. Yeah,
a condo.
Based on
it's
the
a condo, but like it's meant for college kids. Yeah.
So is
based
my
on the-
apartment, to be
based-
fair.
Yeah, based on the address that I've mailed stuff to, it seemed like a college address.
Those numbers seemed college.
They were very.
Well, what's this offense missing, Greg? I mean, James Cook came on towards the tail end of the year, right? They have Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis, so they have 1-2. They have Dawson Knox, who's a tight end 1, if you're looking at actual tight end numbers. They have a good offensive line. They have Josh Allen. You look at the defensive side of the ball, I think they really made out lucky with guys like Ed Oliver. They have Tremaine, who was his last year. Matt Milano had a great year. Tre'Davious White is a top 10 corner in the league. The one thing I will add about their entire offense is they obviously got rid of Zach Moss in the trade, but like James Cook came on, like what are they missing? Realistically, this team, I don't know how to help them.
Two things that like were apparent to me. First off, number one, after they lost Von Miller, their pass rush really suffered.
Fully on that, 100%.
So there's that. I would hope that they would find a way to get younger, maybe in the draft upcoming, because I think there's some spots that they can go with in that case, but that's for another time to think about. And then the second one, I know you were talking about like James Cook catching on at some point and stuff, but bro, their running game cannot be like Josh Allen trying to like be Superman and run for and make plays at that, man. They got to balance it out just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit more. And also, in fairness, I would imagine part of it is based on the fact this was Ken Dorsey's first season as offensive coordinator. So maybe there was like some growing pains he has to get through and stuff like that to consider. I'm not saying I think Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis, and like whoever else they add to it are fine passing options, but like I think they just have to balance the offense a little bit more, maybe to make it work. But my problem is you have so many good things going in that game. It's snowing, bad weather conditions, and Burrow's down 3 offensive linemen. And how you lose that game is just I cannot wrap my head around.
Josh, you had your hand up. Was it Von Miller?
No, mine's with Greg. I think it's coaching.
Oh.
I don't think that they have game plans that like everybody knows you get to Josh Allen, they're fucking done. That's it. Their whole game plan is based in Josh Allen. And like when you shut him down, they have no second option. They have no second weapon. They can't run the ball effectively. And like, unless it's a huck it downfield and hope to Stephon Diggs, their passing game is weak.
Yeah. Knox has some injuries there. Sid said, can we go back to Hamlin not showing up? I said, no. My question for that situation is you can't name a team that if your quarterback gets shut down, they're not doing, like, you know what I mean? But I know what you're saying, though, because the entire offense, I mean, name one team that if the quarterback.
The Cleveland Browns.
And what the fuck have they done?
Well, can we go back to
what have they
last
done?
year?
They're in the basement.
Can we go
They're
back?
Literally in the basement.
I'm talking about that two-headed fucking monster that they have at running back, though.
And they won one playoff game in 50 years?
True.
You know what I mean?
True.
I get you. My answer to your thing would have been the Tennessee Titans.
Oh, that's a smarter answer.
That's where I was going with it. Yeah, because they did not everything, but something. But no, I agree with you, Josh. It's the same reason that Dre in the ranking said that the Chiefs were going to finish 4th in the division.
Right, because they didn't have a running back, and then
Tyreek Hill left.
And then they found one. Spoiler alert! They did what they always do.
No. Yeah, they didn't think that Andy Reid and Eric Bieniemy were going to be able to game plan around not having a guy who was fast.
Shout out Marcus Valdez-Scantling. One thing to bring up real quick, Vo, I think brings up a really good point.
Okay.
And I want to get your guys' opinion on it. Obviously, we can all read the chat, but everyone talks about, and I genuinely think this is a good talking point. Everyone talks about the weather being an advantage for the Bills, but it doesn't really help them, and they can't throw the ball, and that's that whole – I think that's the biggest point. They throw the ball to Diggs. It is Josh Allen at Diggs with Gabe Davis popping off one game a year, which is always in the playoffs. They're not good at running the ball. The last good Bills running back was Shady.
Oh.
I get it. There's regimes. There's people. That was the last good Buffalo Bills running back.
What year was that?
That was when Chip Kelly was in Philadelphia.
Yeah, that was the snowstorm game. Remember when like they played in like 5 feet of snow on the ground and Shady like just went ballistic because they couldn't do anything.
Yes. Do you know my favorite thing on planet Earth right now, Greg?
What?
The Dallas Cowboys have the pick right in front of the Buffalo Bills for Bijan Robinson.
I can't wait to do draft talk when we get a sec about that. But still.
Yeah, he hasn't been there since 2018, Derek.
And that's my point. Like Devin Singletary, Zach Moss. I know they brought in a couple like other guys throughout the years. They're not good. I like James Cook, right? James Cook's a receiving down back. You need a bowling ball in there. My disappointing team that I thought Greg was going to take is the Chargers.
Oh, for sure.
Not close in my opinion.
You guys were pumping the Jags tires, but also like the Chargers did fucking nothing in that game.
Yeah. That is one of the most embarrassing. Greg, yes, the Jaguars, they won that game. The Chargers lost it more than they, you know what I mean? Like, dude, have Keenan Allen, who I don't know what happened with his career. Mike Williams obviously a little bit hurt. So throughout the year, you got different receivers.
Mike Williams that was some knock on him too. That Mike Williams got injured the game before and did not play in that game. Yeah, so dude. That was another thing that.
But you still have Eckler, who finished the season as a top 5 back. Easy. You have a decent offensive line. Won me a fantasy
championship. So yes, I am all there for that.
They're perpetual. I mean, here's the thing: Justin Herbert is Phillip Rivers right now. He has the whole field to go. 50 seconds on the clock, no timeouts, and they're down by 8. And it's just like, well, if everything doesn't go perfect, we lost.
Wow.
He has no killer instinct, is what you're saying. That's interesting.
I don't think it's him. I think it's just the Chargers. But I don't know. Staley, I don't know, dude. I just don't see it. They did hire Kellen Moore, though, offensive coordinator from the Cowboys.
I'm fascinated to see how that's going to go because I think
it's your boy.
Based on the weapons and stuff, I think Moore's got a better offense to work with. So, based on weapons, man. Like, think about it. Like, if you look at the receivers, that's an upgrade. Like his.
So CeeDee Lamb's the best receiver in that conversation, but Mike Williams and Keenan Allen together are a better duo. Running backs, you think they're better than Eckler?
No. I said the Chargers are better than that.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
Yeah. No, I said he's got a much better offense to work with in LA. So I'm curious to see how that goes. But
does he have a better quarterback, Greg?
In LA, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
I like Justin Herbert.
Okay.
I like Dak. Don't get me wrong, but Justin Herbert in terms of talent, like if you can build an offense around him, like you should be a dynasty.
The best quote I saw was that Dak Prescott is just Kirk Cousins, but different.
I just the reason I bring that up is because you just called him Phillip Rivers 2 minutes ago.
I'd rather have Phillip Rivers than Kirk Cousins, and I love Kirk Cousins.
True. And neither of them cuss, you know.
No, facts. Last thoughts on playoffs here, guys, before we stumble along to the next category. My only last thought that I'm gonna dish out here is I'm very excited to see what these teams do because I'm gonna say this right now, Greg, and I know we're gonna get to draft talk. I don't see any option about Seattle getting a quarterback. Tampa needs one. Vikings won't need one. Giants won't need one. Dallas won't need one. San Fran does. Eagles no. Chiefs no. Bengals no. Bills no. Jacksonville no. Ravens do. Chargers no. Miami doesn't. There are 3 teams that I just named that made the playoffs this year that I think need a quarterback. I think that's a really cool conversation.
What I will take from this is
do you want to go to that conversation?
Sure.
Okay.
After Greg. Yeah.
Right, but what I will say is that I think since the playoffs expanded, I think this is the best year that they've done, especially if you look at the 2-7 matchups. Like Miami and Buffalo was a much better game than I was expecting it to be.
Shout out to
Seattle and San Francisco, San Fran was better, but at least Seattle put up a fight, and I thought Seattle had a great year this year. And then if you look at the other games, like Giants beating the Vikings and stuff. I mean, if Lamar was healthy, that game would have been a lot closer against the Bengals and stuff. So I think this was probably, since the playoffs expanded, this was one of the better years that they've had so far. I'm intrigued to see how it goes moving forward, though.
Yeah, agreed. All right, let's go through. So we're just going to get through the bottom graphics here, guys. And I think the quarterback carousel is one of our favorite conversations because it's what you do in the offseason, right? So starting, he's not the first on the left side of the screen, but just starting
Sorry,
here.
Everybody. Still
You're
working
good.
out kinks.
Middle of the screen, and then we'll move over. Tom Brady retires. Surprised, Greg?
I don't know. Like after last year, I'm kind of like at the point where he's like being very like wishy-washy. Am I surprised he retired? No. Am I going to be surprised if he decides to change his mind? Also, no. At this point, like I can't trust him to like be definitive about something anymore. Like I would hope, because here's the problem: if his O-line was healthy for most of the year, because he didn't have his starting center, he didn't have Ryan Jensen until the playoff game. Like if he would have had like a healthy offensive line for most of the year, I bet
healthy
you that
wide receivers, healthy
wide receivers. That Bucs team could have very easily had a 10 or 11 win team this year. So like, and I think I would not be shocked in the slightest if Brady somehow gets like the bug again, or kind of like thinks to himself,
oh no, I think he's done. I think he's done.
Healthy for a little bit. But here's the thing though, bud, like it's kind of like in that same boat with me with LeBron, where like LeBron doesn't, if he wants to, he doesn't need to play basketball right now. Like he can retire and he'll be good because like he's made his millions. He's considered one of the greatest of all time. Like he's fine. Brady's kind of in that boat for me as well, where like Brady has everything he could potentially want or need. He's set for life and all that, but he has that like, he's got that like itch or that like wire to be competitive. And he needs it, and it's something that, like, it's kind of like an addiction that he has. And I'm curious to see if he's able to kind of go. I'll be curious if he goes like a month and a half.
No, I think he's done. I don't think he would have done that if like I get it the first time all that stuff come back. He ain't doing it again, because that's when you get. So that's literally the only thing that can tarnish his legacy.
If he decides to come back, like that will completely just tarnish him.
Well, it'll be like everyone would be like, "Fuck that guy, he's a douchebag." Like as opposed to where we're at right now. So, let's move along here, Greg. So I'm just gonna name teams, quarterbacks. Carolina Panthers. They have Sam Darnold. They have Matt. Well, I guess technically they don't have Sam Darnold because he's not under contract. They have Matt Corral. They have PJ Walker, technically only. They're a team that a lot of people are saying Will Levis could go to. I think that they should try to re-sign Sam Darnold, but I do think they should get their quarterback of the future.
We're going to get into it in draft talk later, but I think this is one of the worst quarterback like classes to try to figure out and evaluate. Like I hate this quarterback class so much.
So after last year, you're prepared to say that statement?
It's just it's a weird class to try to figure out in general, but I'll get to that down the line. But I think with Carolina, it's going to be interesting because Frank Reich is now the head coach there.
Yes.
He did not have a quarterback at Indy. Let's be real about that. Like I'm pretty sure his first year at Indy was the year that Andrew Luck decided to hang it up. So he is not he never figured out like how to be able to run an offense with like a
5 years of different quarterbacks,
5 years of a new quarterback every single year. Like
which is why I don't think they go after one of the veterans, just so we're on the same page.
Okay, I could definitely see that. I think that Carolina at least has like done some due diligence with trying to build an offense at least around it to make it work. I'm curious to see the quarterback that he would pick because I believe Carolina's at 9 right now, and you could probably get someone like at that spot. I don't know if
that's
it would
going
be
farther out. My bad, Greg.
That's okay. I don't know if it would be like Stroud or Young at that point. Levis would be interesting, but like Levis to me is going to be the one that is going to be like very, very, you do not want to start from the get-go. Because like everything I've read about Levis is like there's this weird thing where like he has all the measurables, he has all the traits that you want and stuff, but like mental capacity and all that, like he just won't correlate. Like
I heard he's Josh Allen 2.0.
I heard he's Carson Wentz 2.0. So.
I just saw Greg or Josh perk up. Yeah, fuck it, Josh. If you got a 3 camera on this, just come on. I think you can avoid all 2 cameras moving forward. We're just happy to have you back.
Good, great. Hey, I have a question.
But hold on, no, shut up. You don't get to talk. We just want to see you.
All right, I'm going back.
Well, he was like doing weird stuff, Greg. What's your question?
So you said you don't think he goes after one of the veterans. There's a quarterback on that graphic who is not a veteran.
Yeah, I don't. Is it Zach Wilson?
Yeah. Or do we think the BYU product is dead?
To me, if I'm a team, so let's unpack really what the Panthers have. The Panthers have not had a stable quarterback since Cam Newton's starting year, right? I'm trying to even think who the next quarterback in that situation was. They move around a bunch of starters. They bring in Baker. They have Sam Darnold. They obviously draft Matt Corral in like the 5th round, 6th round, which is not, I mean, for everybody that loves Matt Corral, cool. 5th, 6th round is nothing, Greg. They could cut him tomorrow and it should not be a surprise to anybody. for me, if I'm the Carolina Panthers and the Indianapolis Colts as well, they're the two teams I don't foresee going after one of the veterans. Reason being, they're two teams that have very good young core pieces. You get a right quarterback, you're good to go. The problem with Zach Wilson is that I just truly, thoroughly 110, 20,000 million % don't think any team in the NFL wants to kick the tires on something that looks like the biggest bust in draft history. Like, he's up there right now. He's up there because of the other guys around him. He's up there with Ryan Leaf, Jamarcus Russell because of the situation. Like, you have a team that looks really good. He looks like the reason the Jets are not good. Joe Flacco came in there and did stuff. So I don't think any team is going to try to get Zach Wilson.
Okay.
The only team I think that should is the Chiefs, because he could just learn. And then if Patrick Mahomes goes down, you have another big arm guy that is mobile. He wouldn't see the field for a single second, and they would get him for literally the minimum of pennies.
So
I do not like Zach Wilson.
We're running this back to Mitch 2.0. He had his time as the starter with the team that drafted him. He didn't work. Now he's bound to be a backup.
I mean, Mitch was taken to the Steelers to be the starter.
True. But he wasn't in Buffalo. He went to go be.
No, agreed. Yeah. Greg?
Well, the knock on this, too, is that, well, with Mitch, in fairness, like, no one expected Mitch to be the number 2 overall pick in that class.
Yeah, the Bears are
general.
morons.
Like, the Bears are absolute morons in that case. So, like, there was already some, like, weird kind of thoughts about him in general with that. But I think about that with Zach Wilson, too. If you remember that draft and stuff, Zach Wilson going into the year was not, like, even thought of. It was just he put up insane numbers at he put up insane numbers at
Mormon
BYU.
University, yeah.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, like, his name appeared on radar, and then I see Todd McShay saying he's Patrick Mahomes 2.0. I'm like, what?
I love watching the clip on Twitter of his throw that went mega viral before the draft.
Yeah.
It's just so funny to me.
Yeah, but I mean, I think something that we don't think about with regards to this, especially when you're evaluating quarterbacks, is there's kind of a reason why when some quarterbacks like have a really good year that they don't translate to the pros right away. You know, like Burrow's probably the last example of like a guy that had an elite year and then all of a sudden like translated well to the NFL. But that's because he had the mindset already. Like when Burrow was the year before his Heisman
at LSU, he was trash.
He was like projected to be like a 5th or 6th round guy. It wasn't until like he came back and he just put up insane numbers, and then you saw the leadership and intangibles and stuff. You were like, oh my God, this guy's great. But people forget, like, guys who put up ridiculous numbers and stuff like doesn't always mean they're going to be elite quarterbacks. I think the lesson learned is that there's a reason why guys who have been like who are elite quarterbacks from the very beginning, that even if they struggle or something at some point, they'll translate very much better. It's very much like the Elway to Marino doc. Like Marino coming into that year was looked at as 1A, 1B. He had one bad year, and he ends up being the 6th quarterback taken. And then look how well that turned out for all the other franchises.
Yeah. All right, let's get to the next name I want to chat about on this thing, and that is the discount double check guy, Rogers.
Should I put my jersey on?
If you have it, sure. No, I would be. Go ahead, Greg.
I was gonna say, like, you're technically in the area where all your clothes are, so like if you have it handy, might as well.
Right,
don't tell me you had it. Don't tell me you had it like right next to you the whole time.
Yeah, he was ready for this. He set up the graphics, Greg. Greg, if he's back with the Packers, I'll be floored.
You know what's funny? As before I'm like getting ready for the show, do you know who texts me about Aaron Rodgers?
Gray.
No.
Who?
Chipper.
Big Bave? Oh.
Yeah. Chipper texted me and asked me, how would you feel if Aaron Rodgers went to Detroit?
Ooh.
And I thought about it, and I'm kind of like, well, they already think that Jared Goff's contract is like an albatross. If you add Aaron Rodgers to that mix, like that would just bankrupt the franchise.
You have to move a lot of pieces, but I would love it for Detroit.
I would too, but like they've got a lot of young guys that they're gonna have to pay eventually, so I don't see it happening. But if I'm looking at different options though, like I feel like there's been reports about like I think Joe Douglas and like even like the guy who's Woody Johnson, who's like the owner of the Jets, have already come out and said that they're gonna look at options and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'd be intrigued to see him in New York, but I still think the best option for him is to stay in Green Bay.
I don't. I think that
They need to rebuild.
Well, yes, they need to rebuild. They need to retool. He's not. This is gonna
But
sound
they're
really.
already they've
Go
spent
ahead.
so much time rebuilding already. They got Jordan Love already. They have a quarterback. They've drafted weapons.
Who
They've
they
been
can't
like
use.
rebuilding. They've been rebuilding the defense like for the last like 4 years already. And
Yeah,
they've
but
got
there's a
pieces
difference,
all
Greg,
together.
between a rebuild to help a quarterback win a Super Bowl and a franchise rebuild. Like they've been literally just being like, we need this piece to get Rodgers a Super Bowl right now. We need, you know what I mean? They're into like their era of. That's not a rebuild. That's retooling. They've been retooling.
It's very Steelers. It's very Steelers like.
Yes,
They will never rebuild. They're just like they want to like get as much talent as possible and kind of like fill the spots.
Realistic landing spots. Aaron Rodgers rejoins Devonta Adams in Las Vegas. He goes. I think the Jets are the most likely landing spot because that team right now could do some absolute damage. Their defense is ready. They have good wide receivers. And honestly, that's maybe Tennessee, but I don't think they have the cap space for him. Maybe when after they cut Taylor Lewan, those are really the only.
That I was gonna say that like, but that team also just like I don't feel like would work with Aaron Rodgers because if you look at the way that their offense is kind of set up right now, they're a very run heavy.
I agree.
Team.
I'm just looking at teams that actually could afford to bring him in that need a quarterback.
The afford is the big part to me.
Yeah.
Because he's not going to take the discount double check to go fucking win a Super Bowl.
No.
This man wants the money. He wants the notoriety. He wants the fame, which makes me lean towards the Jets as well. Because can you imagine him in New York?
Dude,
like
if he turned the Jets around, that would be
record-breaking. But just like the Jets in general in New York, like that market, that franchise, that, you know.
Robert Saleh, Sauce Gardner.
Everything. Like if he comes in there and they're fucking like in the playoffs the next year, like.
And Nathaniel Hackett, Greg.
Yeah, and not even that, Josh. He already has his money. So it's not even something with regards to that. It's more so just like trying to be on a team that has the talent.
Dre did that. No, Dre did that.
He's got 111 mil guaranteed.
Because but Dre did that to me the other day where I was talking about the Eagles' needs and he wants Bijan to be taken at the 10 spot. And I was like, dude, they're losing Javon Hargrave and Fletcher Cox. He goes, nah, dude, Fletcher Cox has his money. He's going to take a home. Nobody on the planet said I have enough money.
Well, hang on.
I'm not saying. Whoa, wait.
Yeah,
I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything with regards to like Rodgers taking a discount or like we'll do that. I'm saying
he has his money.
But what I'm saying is like he's on a contract that's already paying him a guaranteed $111 million. So like if he gets moved, nothing's being like changed or anything like that. He's still gonna get his money.
Oh, the contract. I got you.
Yeah, I'm talking about like he's still in his contract. What I'm referring to is
they'd have to get the contract. Yeah.
Right. Josh is right that like you need the right team. So that's why the Jets make the most sense because of the fact like they have the cap space. They have so much young talent that they don't have to pay the contract on, that they don't have to like pay other expenses on. So like by the time Rodgers is done, then they'll have to start paying everyone else, and then you can start looking for your quarterback again, which there should be some decent guys coming up in the next couple of years that they should be able to fill that pretty fine.
So Josh Williams says in the chat.
Yeah, what up, Josh?
Rodgers goes to the Titans, I think. He's said on the McAfee show that he'd be willing to work with the deal. Could easily make it 4 years with 2 voidable. He loves Vrabel.
He did come out today and said he wasn't going he was about to hit a golf shot. And they said, Aaron, tell us where you're going to go. He said, not San Francisco, which is big because he's a California kid.
He is.
Josh, good to see you, buddy. Yeah, dude, I get it. I mean, here's what I'm going to say. The Titans are not wheeling out Tannehill again. Malik Willis is nowhere near ready. And Malik Willis was a 3rd-round pick. It's the same thing I said about Matt Corral. If they don't want to play Malik Willis, they do not have to. Jordan Love, on the other hand, we are now into Jordan Love's 4th year, meaning that if they don't play him this year, there's no way he gets a 5th year. He's turning into Mike Glennon after that, where a team is just going to take a chance on him and give him a stupid contract like Chicago did.
I was going to say.
Well, not even that. Well, not even that. Like they have to make their decision this season.
Yes.
Like before the season starts, they have to make their decision on the 5th-year option. So that's kind of like where Green Bay is screwed at that point. So
I mean, Jordan Love wasn't even good the games he ran in there. To be fair, I was not a fan.
No, but I would also imagine that they need to like at least have an understanding of what they have to work with.
Yeah.
You know, give them a full year, see what happens, and then like go from there and figure it out.
Fair. Moving on here. 2 more names I want to talk about. Actually, I guess, yeah, we'll do 3 more names real quick. The next big name to me, I do not foresee Lamar Jackson in purple next year.
Whoa.
Well, we're gonna bring that up about when we discuss your mock later, but at this point, the thing that I find fascinating about this is I can't figure out what team is going to, 1, pay him, and then 2, have an offense that plays to his strengths the best way possible.
Before he was at the Ravens, did you think the Ravens would have done everything they could to make him who he is? Out of personal curiosity. Because the Ravens changed everything. And leading up to Greg, coming off of Joe Flacco, there was not a shot in hell that was the franchise I would have picked to change everything.
Oh, no, I agree. Like, when they did that 180, it was crazy because Joe Flacco was very much a prototypical, like, drop, like, pocket passing quarterback and all that stuff.
3 steps launch.
They had Torrey Smith as a burner. They had Anquan Bolden and stuff like that. Like, that was just a run-of-the-mill normal offense and stuff. And then they changed drastically for Lamar Jackson. So, but I think that also comes with the fact that they realized, like, how elite of a talent Lamar Jackson was and that they had to play to his strengths. But I'm trying to figure out, like, I don't know what team is currently set up to even come close to running something similar like that.
I am so glad you asked.
I feel like the popular one is Atlanta, but even if you look at Atlanta, like they have like a weird situation with running back that I'm still not 100% sold on. Their offensive line is average at best, and they have 2 very good pass catchers in Kyle Pitts and Drake London. And I just don't see that fitting with Lamar Jackson's style. You know?
So, agreed. Again, I can reiterate, I did not see the Ravens fitting with Lamar Jackson's style before they got him. The top 10 teams in terms of cap space: Detroit Lions, they're good. Las Vegas Raiders, Josh McDaniels is not bringing in Lamar. Number 8, the Ravens. They're not paying Lamar. They've already come out and said they're going to tag him. If Lamar gets tagged, he's not playing. 7, the New England Patriots with $37 million. I love me some Mac Jones, but who knows? 6, this is where it gets interesting. I think that they signed Geno Smith to a 2-year guaranteed deal, Seattle Seahawks. Now, you don't want to draft a young quarterback on a team, and this is going to be something I combat in my mock, to a team that made the playoffs. I would take Lamar. 5, Cincinnati Bengals, no shot. 4, $37 million cap space. Houston Texans with a brand new coach from an offense run by the running scheme from the 49ers. 3, Giants, they're going to bring back Vanilla Vic. 1 is Chicago Bears. I could see a trade for the number 1 overall pick for Lamar Jackson, get the contract, send Justin Fields, some stupid stuff like that. It's not going to happen. 2, though, at $56 million cap space is the Atlanta Falcons. Falcons, Texans, Seattle makes sense to me.
Seattle's got a lot of youth on that team, especially after that amazing draft class they just had, so it would fit with the window. Atlanta would be interesting. You know what? Houston has a shit ton of picks, especially after the Deshaun Watson trade, and like it would kind of work. The running thing though is kind of like a stretch because like DeMeco Ryans is a defensive coordinator. 100%. Like he probably is. He's familiar with it. I would imagine Ryan would probably try to bring in like a.
But look at that Shanahan offense, man. They draft Trey Lance, right? They want to implement a more athletic offense. I understand he's the DC. Now he's the HC. Now you have to pay attention to the offense.
Oh, no, I'm aware. But like what I'm talking about is like DeMeco Ryan strikes me as a guy that's going to be very much like kind of more Mike Tomlin-esque. Like, you know, like someone that like dictates. Someone that like is the buck stops with him and kind of like leads the room by example. I don't see him as like someone that's going to be like calling defensive plays on the sideline or stuff like that.
Totally get it. But that's not at all. None of that entire conversation is a reason they wouldn't bring in a rushing quarterback. Josh Williams writes in, I didn't realize how badly I wrote that until I read it out loud. What's up, fellas? With Lamar, I wonder if they do exclusive or non-exclusive would mean 2 first-round picks and he can go free. I don't know. I think if they tag him either way, he's not sticking around. Last quarterback before we change topic, because we got 45 minutes left in the show, guys, and we got a lot to cover. I think personally is the best Well, in the words of Dre, he's in high demand. Derek Carr.
Take stuff that Dre says with a grain of salt, first off.
No, I take it with pure sugar.
But Derek Carr is like Derek Carr, I think, is the quarterback that all of the middling teams want because they think that he is the guy that could kind of maybe get them to the playoffs.
So he is in high demand.
Yeah, if you want to go that route, sure. But here's the thing, though. Derek Carr in Indy or Carolina would actually be pretty big upgrades for them. I don't know. I would say Derek Carr in New York would be a massive upgrade too. But like, I can't see the Jets taking the gamble. I think they want Rodgers, and then they're gonna kind of play it off to see where it goes from there.
I just got a tweet. I don't know if you guys follow Ari Meirov, Pro Football Focus. What is it? His actual thing is My Sports Update on Twitter. Best news. He works for something called the 33rd team, and they just did their big board.
Oh, I've seen it. It has like a bunch of like former like execs and coaches that they did their mock and stuff recently. Yeah.
Project Jones is number 2.
You know what? I do remember seeing something about how like he's going to be the first tackle taken.
Well, Levis is 4.
I wouldn't be surprised about that just because of measurables.
Will Anderson's 5.
Like, that's bullshit. That is bullshit. I will say right there.
Jeez. All right. Anyway, so Derek Carr, landing spot, Josh Gregg, and then we'll move on.
I would say if I were going to bet on it, I'm going to say Carolina. I think Frank Reich would want him as his quarterback to at least like help guide his young team.
Josh?
It would be like switching a like for like, but maybe that would work for them as the Titans.
I actually like him a lot in Tennessee. I find him or Jimmy Garoppolo, one of the two, in Tampa Bay.
Oh, duh.
Oh,
yeah. Although
they don't have a high enough pick for a good quarterback.
Real quick, how electric would it be if Jameis goes back?
I want 30 for 30 title, 30 for 30.
I know, right?
Yes.
Incredible.
Josh, what do we got next?
Okay, let's do Maki Taki today because they're on break.
Well, no, you're talking about hockey talkie. I'm talking about Maki talkie.
Oh, you want to do your mock?
I don't know. I'm just tossing out stuff. We got to do mock. We got to do Bonds. How Bonds is on my beer list. We got a draft. You direct the show. I just am tossing out.
We also have that. I really like the NBA thing that I had planned.
Do that then.
It's a little long.
All right, let's do it.
But I think.
Then let's do it now.
Okay.
I mean, we just spent like a half hour from the beginning of the show doing like just all
facts.
ridiculous stuff anyway.
We can run over.
Might as well. Yeah, we'll be fine.
Okay, so
six-pack.
NBA All-Stars. Essentially what this is this is a game where we're going to take everybody that's in the NBA All-Star game and we're going to put them into one of 4 categories. Superstar, which is right? Like, of course. Then we're going to put them in All-Star, which is like they're perennially good, but they're not in that like, like they've transcended basketball level, right? Then we're going to put Monstar, which is they're having a monster fucking year, and yeah, they deserve the All-Stars this year, but maybe not next year. If I was going to give a like for that one, Drew Holiday's having a great year. He's probably not an All-Star regularly. And then the Who Day category is who let this fucking person into the All-Star game.
Oh, so like Joel Embiid is who? Okay,
yeah, yeah. Ben Simmons. Okay, so first name up. We'll just get this over with. Bron is going where?
Is this season?
Ooh, yeah. I mean, cause it's the Monstar, right? So if you want to,
no. I guess what I'm saying
you're
is
trying to put him in Who Day.
I'm trying to put him in All-Star.
Oh.
He is a superstar.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think that's undeniable. I don't know. Just score your fucking Kareem points and get out of the NBA.
I was gonna say, isn't he averaging like 39 right now?
He's a superstar.
Like,
There's no question.
That's absurd.
Now, I will say, Greg, to be fair, he's averaging 39 so he can break the record. Like, LeBron will go, whoever gets the first overall pick, it's Bronny and LeBron, all that jazz, blah, 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 blah. He built a team that will, and this is not a bad thing. It's a bad thing for Lakers fans. He built a team that'll help him get to the scoring record, right? He's like, I'm older now. I basically his whole career, he led up to all these stats. He said, who can I bring on right now that's going to defend and pass? As he always has. So, yeah, superstar.
All right. Greg, cool with that?
Oh yeah, superstar. Easily.
I'd be
Like
floored if I was cool
alone,
with it and Greg wasn't.
But I would be hilarious. But I would find it hilarious if he breaks the record and then just immediately goes in Operation Shutdown afterwards.
Zero Dark LeBron 30. Yeah, he's going to start reading the first page of books again.
Okay, next one. And to save time, I won't do a jersey change. Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Superstar.
Okay.
Superstar. Yeah.
He's prolific.
He has become prolific, and I mean, put up a 50 burger the other night. He's posterizing guys on a nightly basis. It's incredible.
Yeah, he earned it.
Yep. Okay, next guy.
Josh is thinking about getting. Josh, you're thinking about getting dual citizenship to Greece because of him.
That is
I can confirm.
That is correct.
Dude. Did they make euros?
Yes.
Yeah, I'd do it for that.
You mean gyro?
Young gyro.
You mean gyro?
Gyro.
Okay, the next one I think probably has some debate. Jokic. All-star or superstar?
I saw a tweet today that said Jokic is averaging 35 while averaging a triple-double. GOAT candidate.
Holy shit.
I heard, may I?
Yeah, go ahead.
That's as a center, right?
Yeah.
When a guard did that for 4 straight seasons, we called him a stat patter.
Wait, was that Russ or Harden?
That was Russ and Harden. The point to me is that Joker is never going to win an NBA title.
Correct. Well, at least in
I think this is the best year for him to do it, though, just for the fact everyone's finally healthy on that Nuggets team.
I agree. Greg, do you know when he wins a title?
When he gets traded?
When Dallas picks him up. I think Joker's a superstar, though.
Okay, superstar, Greg?
I think he's a top 10 center all time.
He's won 2 MVPs already, and he's on pace for a 3rd one at this point.
Yeah,
so,
and it sucks he was a 2nd-round draft pick.
Yeah, and drafted with a Taco Bell commercial playing. You can't make this stuff up either.
Says sick.
Incredible.
Super.
Next one I think is pretty easy. KD.
He made the All-Star game?
Yeah, KD made the
fan vote.
I vote Houday, but whatever you guys want to do.
I said he's superstar when healthy. Like, you gotta.
Yeah, he ain't healthy right now, though. He just missed a game with the Lakers. So, but yeah, whatever, Greg. You pick that one.
The brow, Anthony Davis.
Fucking Houday. Street clothes.
Man, this coming from one of the top 5 talents in the NBA. If I started a franchise
Greg,
now,
Greg, we've been doing the show for 6 years. I said that in 2018.
Yeah. And
he's played 5 games since then. He's played 5 games since then.
I thought you'd still be saying it, honestly.
Greg, he's worn more street clothes than I have.
When was the last time you wore a uniform, just out of curiosity?
It doesn't
Snowboarding,
matter.
I think.
Yeah, that was technically it all matched. Okay. He was a khaki nightmare.
No, Anthony Davis is an all-star. I'll give him that at the best.
Greg?
I'll say all-star, yeah.
Okay.
Dude, he's always hurt.
That got me. I'm sorry.
Greg, if you're gonna sit there and tell me that Anthony Davis is great, I'm with you. I love the guy. I think he's awesome.
I'm just repeating your stuff that you have proclaimed for the longest time that I have known you. Anthony Davis is Greg, that's all.
Yeah, it's 2018.
Okay, so the next one I think has maybe last year was in the all-star category, but maybe has transcended to the superstar category this year. Jason Tatum.
All-star.
Superstar.
Ooh. Embrace debate, gentlemen.
I believe he is very, very close to superstar, Greg. I just can't crown him that yet. He's very young still. If we're categorizing it as perpetual all-star as superstar, then yes, he's a superstar. He will be an all-star till he dies. I'm not sold on. Look at the names we have there, Greg.
Yeah.
We have the greatest player ever, arguably. We have the greatest foreign player ever, which hurts Dirk and Giannis. We have one of the greatest centers ever, a top 10 center, and we have arguably the greatest scorer in NBA history. Do you believe Jason Tatum deserves to be in that conversation?
I would say based on this year and what he has done so far.
Put him in the Monstars, Josh.
You know
said
what?
This year. You
I
said this year.
I don't disagree with a Monstar of him though. He is having an incredible year. Can he repeat it?
He did last year too, to be fair. But I'm with you.
He's what, 24, 25.
So he's an all-star.
He's been in the NBA Finals already. He's also an MVP candidate this year too, on a very good Celtics.
To be fair, I'm also an MVP candidate. You also can vote for me.
I could. I don't know if I will, but I could. You gotta put up some
Greg
numbers
had a vote.
At least put
Fans
up like
get a vote.
0.1. At least average like 0.1 in something for me, and then we'll be good.
I averaged 0.1 in.
He averaged 16 fall downs when he was snowboarding this past weekend. So pretty good.
You could. I could tweak that into blocks somehow. I could tweak that into blocks.
I will let Greg decide where Jason Tatum lands, but I reserve the right to pick somebody that I choose.
Okay.
Fair.
Okay, so Greg.
I say superstar.
Okay.
It's a wild take.
Hank Lockwood's doing a backflip right now. All right. Zion Williamson. I always want to just say Zion Williams. I always leave out the son.
Monstar.
Monstar?
Stay healthy longer. Do it again.
Okay. Okay.
I love Gumbo too, but I'm not getting paid millions.
I know. Greg?
I wish I could say all-star, but he has not been healthy as much this year. So, yeah, I would say Monstar.
And to be fair, for anybody that maybe forgets, we're a big Zion podcast.
Massive.
So.
I think he is an electric
colossal,
factory.
Ginormous.
We were crushed when he
Well,
did
Greg,
that.
hold on. We don't need words to describe Zion. We're just talking about his basketball. So huge, colossal is not. Yes. That's just
funny.
It's insensitive.
I apologize.
Okay.
Yeah.
Joel Embiid.
I reserve the right to put him in Who Day. No, I'm kidding.
Okay.
Joel, to me, Joel's an all-star.
I say all-star as well, yeah.
Okay,
like, he's consistently going to be there. He's consistently going to be there no matter what. Like,
I save my reserving of the rights, but yeah, all-star.
Okay.
You despised him so much.
Dude, he just you made us wait 3 years for you to play while your team drafted 2 other centers, right? In Nerlens Noel and Jahlil Okafor. You finally come back.
I forgot about the block party that lasted for 5 seconds before, and Bill Simmons credited it too.
I can't tell you how many times I've gotten in the literal fight with freaking Sixers fans who say to me, we were the bounce of the ball away from the NBA Finals.
No, they weren't.
Well, with Kawhi Leonard in Toronto.
Yeah,
but at the end of the day, you guys got beat by one guy.
Right.
Your entire franchise got beat by Kawhi Leonard. That's it. That's
Who
all that
hates
says
playing
to me.
basketball, by the way. Hates playing basketball, by the way. Just throwing that out.
Mm-hmm. Next one. Andrew Wiggins.
I'm going Monstar. He's not perpetual all-star. He got revitalized by a Golden State Warriors team, which he's doing great in, don't get me wrong. And we want him to be great, Greg. He was the number 1 overall pick. We got trade for Kevin Love. He's a Monstar. He's having a great year. That's it.
Real quick, what's the one below Monstar?
Who Day.
How'd they get here?
Yeah, I'm not going to go that route, so yeah, I'd say Monstar.
I'm cool with it. He's having a good year because Steph and Clay just came back. Here's the flip side of it. The Warriors are the number 1 500 team in NBA history. They're going to be crazy. He's having this year because of injuries. I'm cool with putting him in Who Day.
So what, his stats are inflated because of the fact that Steph and Clay were hurt, is what you're saying?
Yep.
I mean, you're not wrong, because, like, who else were they going to get the scoring from?
Jordan Poole.
That's fair.
You said that's fair before I finished his name.
I think Monstar is fine. Yeah. He's having a big year.
Agree.
Yeah.
I would be cool with Who Day. I think Monstar is fine.
All right. The coffee entrepreneur himself, Jimmy Butler.
All-star.
I'll say all-star. I thought about Monstar for a second just because of the fact that, like, that Heat team is just weird. It's so weird. Ever since the NBA Finals run, like that Heat team has just, I feel like, has been so disappointing.
Did you see my formal apology on Twitter to Eric Spoelstra?
Oh.
When was this?
Yeah, the other day. Like 2 weeks ago.
Wait, what did you have to apologize for?
Because my biggest knock on LeBron was always he is Galactus. He comes to your city, he eats your planet, he leaves. Spoelstra is the only LeBron coach with a job.
Oh. Yeah, but he also had a job before LeBron.
Wait, he was in the video room. Yeah, but so did Blatt was in Cleveland before LeBron.
Oh, okay.
Wasn't he?
Yeah.
I think he was there, and then LeBron came back.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
Wait a second. Mike, are you saying he's the only coach with a job?
With their job when LeBron left the team.
Right.
Okay, I was gonna say then you're discrediting the entire Cinderella story of the Sacramento Kings right now with Mike Brown in that case, but my bad.
I would let the record show, yes, I am doing that regardless of not meaning to do that. Fuck Sacramento.
Okay.
Light the beam! No, suck it.
Oh, come on. A small market that's getting a rallying cry. I love it. It's like the Carolina Hurricanes with a bunch of jerks. It's
Whoa. Carolina Hurricanes have been a top 5 fucking NFL or NHL franchise for the past 3 years.
There's not even ice in Carolina, Josh.
Bro, I'm talking 3 years, man. Before that, no one cared about going to a game.
They have a Stanley Cup.
Bro, even before that, no one cared.
Is that the definition of a solid franchise?
Because of how many franchises don't have Stanley Cups in the NHL, yeah.
Oh.
Josh, I'm not talking about how they run their team. I'm not talking about how they run the team. I'm literally talking about they did not have a fan base. When the guy who bought the Hurricanes got them, they tarped up the top of the arena because they weren't drawing. It wasn't until the bunch of jerks came along that's when they started getting more fan support.
Then Florida's not a franchise.
Facts. They throw rats.
That's fair. No, I'll give you that one. I will absolutely give you that one. But what I'm pointing out is that with small markets, if you get at least some sort of rallying cry and something to build back behind, that weirdly enough creates some sort of a groundswell. If Light the Beam is what gets Sacramento back up and running, I'm cool with it.
Do you know about Light the Beam, Josh?
Yeah.
Carolina.
The big fucking mushroom button. All right, next name.
Okay, Paul George.
Monstar.
What?
When's the last time he was good?
I mean, but
with the Thunder.
Does legacy not come into play here?
The Thunder was the last time he was somewhat decent. The last time Paul George was literally Paul George was in Indy. I won't. That's where I'm at. You guys can totally override me. I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Monstar for me, Greg.
Houday.
Fair.
Houday.
Okay. Houday.
I've been so disappointed. This entire the Clippers team in general has just disappointed me for years now.
It's not always his fault because I will tell you both right now. Well, it is, but if Playoff P didn't break his leg playing for America, we're talking about a top 10 all-time guard.
Okay.
Broke his leg. Never got over the LeBron hump. Yeah, Houday's fine.
Okay. All right. I'm going to attempt to pronounce this guy's name. Pascal Siakam?
Siakam.
To
I
me,
would say All-Star.
Wow. Pascal Siakam to All-Star. To me, it's Monstar, Greg, and the reason is he is a name. He's a name, right? He's one of those guys that you go, oh, yeah, he's going to average a double-double. He's going to be the franchise player in Toronto for a couple years. He is never going to be more than that. He is nothing more than a note in the Raptors' history of a certain era. He's not great. He's the Kyle Lowry of right now for me for Toronto. That's why I would do Monstar. I'm cool with it. All-Star's fine.
See, I would compare Fred VanVleet as the Kyle Lowry of now.
Yeah, they're both guards. My point is that it's the face of the team type guy. Maybe he's the DeMar DeRozan, whatever.
But with me, Siakam, the thing that I that I appreciate about him is DeMar DeRozan was at least a lottery pick that came up with that way, and there was expectation. Siakam was a guy that came from, I think, NBA Africa and developed himself.
Oh, he's very good.
He's extremely good. That's why I'm saying because of the fact that he's consistently going to be there, that's why I say All-Star.
Is he going to be there?
I would say so, yeah. I think the Raptors are going to start selling soon at the deadline, but they're not getting rid of Siakam.
He didn't make the All-Star game.
Really?
Raptors Siakam denied All-Star spot. Canada's Shea Gillis got in.
Huh.
So Shea Gillis was named a reserve for the All-Star game while Toronto's Raptor Pascal Siakam was snubbed.
That's weird. Huh.
Because he's on the tweet of the full rosters. Did he get in on fan vote?
That's weird. Yeah, I have the roster up and I don't see Siakam either. That's interesting. Maybe it was like maybe like Siakam was hurt or something, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was like a replacement or something.
No, this is the biggest snubs. James Harden, Trae Young, Anthony Edwards, Jalen Brunson, Pascal Siakam. This one doesn't require much overthinking, as if it were not for the Toronto Raptors having their worst season in quite some time. With trade rumors surrounding their franchise like a black cloud of an ugly day, Siakam would have been an all-star this year. Siakam is averaging career highs and assists to go with roughly 8 rebounds nightly, all-star level marks through and through. Still with the Raptors languishing on the campaign despite a very solid roster. Siakam got snubbed for the all-star game anyways.
I'll be interested to see if like maybe I had an old graphic. Okay. Let's just move on then.
Oh, well. Okay. Houday.
Okay.
I think he has to go Houday.
That's fair. Just
he didn't make the game. Yeah.
I'm just gonna leave him off.
Fair. That's all right.
Lauri
Markkanen.
Yeah.
Monstar. Houday, Greg.
Houday.
He's having a good year for Chicago, Josh. That's it.
Here's the thing, and I have like preached like when Lauri Markkanen got drafted by the Bulls, I thought for sure he was going to be better than he actually ended up being. And then it takes him to go to Cleveland. He's okay. And then he goes to Utah, and all of a sudden he just does stuff. That Utah team, actually, if Sacramento was not a top 4 team in the West, that Utah team would be the most surprising team in the NBA right now.
Joe Mixon allegedly pointed a gun at a victim and said, "You should be popped in the face. I should shoot you." This happened a day before the AFC Championship game. Amazing from a guy that beats women that he would say that. That's crazy.
Yeah, interesting, huh? It's very much a Cincinnati Bengals thing to go for guys with character questions.
Okay. Kuzma.
Monstar.
Really?
Yeah. Did you think Houday?
I thought All-Star, believe it or not.
Oh, wow.
I feel like he's been a name enough years in a row that would be somebody we would be talking about, but okay. Monstar.
I think his name was higher when he was a Laker, but since he's been in DC, he's kind of been much of an afterthought, but I think he's still a very good player. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think he's like anything more than that.
This one will be interesting. Draymond.
Monstar.
It's kind of where I was leaning, Greg.
I think if we are going to place, I don't know, to me, Draymond would be an all-star based off pre-existing history, but that same conversation comes from Paul George in the Houday category.
Right.
So Monstar is the best I can give him.
Okay. Damn.
Did you see his rant, by the way, this week about he thought he had 2 blocks in a game, but apparently like NBA stats said he had 0. It was actually kind of funny that he went on a rant about something like that.
Paolo Banchero. I hope I said that right.
Banchero.
Paolo
So rookie.
Banchero. It's close.
Has to be Monstar because he's a rookie, but he's the Duke guy that would sweat 7 pounds a game.
Oh, okay.
And the comeback they had the other night, I forget who it was against. They were down, I think it was the Hawks. The Hawks blew like a 29 or 32 point lead or something like that. Paolo Banchero led it. To me, Monstar. He's going to be a guy.
He will be a guy, which is why I am unfortunately going to say Houday.
Oh.
Just for the fact that it's very early in his career, and I would say when I think of like,
you don't think he's having a monster year?
I haven't heard much about him ever since that first week of the season where he was the first Magic player ever to have 20 points and 5 rebounds in a game. It's fair, but like I think it's way too early because he's not a rookie that's like lighting the NBA on fire, you know?
Okay.
That's kind of my logic with it.
Okay. That's awesome. I only care if he's standing in Drake Jeffrey's way of making the roster. Sabonis.
Domantas Sabonis.
Yep.
Monstar. He's gonna be a perpetual all-star, but he's not with those names. To me, it's Monstar because it's, I don't know, Greg. He could have a bad season tomorrow.
He was very good in Indy. Yeah. But I think it's also like the logic of like, hey, he's on a very good team in Sacramento right now and he's putting up decent numbers. So I would say Monstar because I don't even think he's the best player on his team. I think De'Aaron Fox is the best player on his team. So
I think that's fair.
The white shining hope, Julius Randle of the fucking New York Knicks.
Monstar. He's not even the best player on his team either. Jalen Brunson's having an amazing year this year. So.
Jalen Brunson is not better than
He's the
Randall.
best player on his team. Like, our
Greg.
friend of the program, Val Train, tweets about Julius every fucking
Jalen
night.
Brunson is better than Julius Randle. That's a sentence you want on your personal headstone.
On this team right now, sure. I'll say Jalen Brunson is having a better year than Julius Randle. Sure.
Not what I asked.
What are you asking? That
Is Jalen Brunson better than Julius Randle?
You know what? I'm going to hold my ground on this one. Yes.
You should, because you'd be a coward if you didn't. He's an all-star.
Greg?
Monstar.
Doesn't matter. It's all-star.
I think it's all-star because I know the name. Like, legitimately. Yep. Like,
he's been he's been there. He's been a perpetual all-star.
I did not struggle to pronounce this man's name. I know who he is. I know what team he plays for.
That's different than knowing who he is.
Well, okay, but I know what team he plays for.
You can't even say Giannis's last name without stuttering.
Well, listen. I would give him my Skittles, though. All right. Kevin Looney.
Who day?
Yeah, it's like he's kind of like in that boat where like
I like him.
Warriors. I do too. He's a role guy, so I'm saying Uday.
Was he UCLA?
Well, that's a good question.
Yes, I believe so. I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. Nick Claxton.
Who day? I like him, but come on now.
I love the speed we're moving at. This one's easy. Steph.
Super.
Yeah.
Which is crazy he made it with his injuries, but yeah, the greatest
fan vote.
shooter ever.
Fan vote.
Here's a good one. Kyrie.
All-star.
Okay.
Just so much around him. He's probably the greatest handler of the basketball ever.
Yeah, I think it's more, like the superstar category are names that you could say to non-basketball fans, like, oh, I know that name. Kyrie's a name they know, but maybe not because of basketball.
Yeah.
Luka.
Yeah.
Super.
Yeah.
Not close.
I think he has earned that at this point. Here's another good tweener, Donovan Mitchell.
All-star.
Oh.
It's close.
God,
you think he's superstar?
I think it's close.
I love Donovan Mitchell, so this hurts me.
The finals he had really hurt him, I think, against the Bucks.
You know what?
Wait, when was he in the final?
He wasn't in the final.
No. I'm sorry. I've got him and fucking
Devin Booker.
CP3?
Yes, Devin Booker confused. I'm sorry.
No.
Yeah, CP3 is addicted to the finals. That's true.
But, imagine having an addiction that lasts one time. Quitter. Donovan Mitchell's an all-star. He's not a superstar, Greg. There's not a single conversation we can have that would lead him to be superstar. It's the same conversation as Jason Tatum. Yeah, he's there. Projections are great. The seasons are great. There's not a single thing you could tell me to make me think Donovan Mitchell is a superstar.
How about
not even the trade equity?
I understand, but like my point is that I love Donovan Mitchell, so it's hard for me, and I know how good he is, so that's where I'm struggling with it, but I agree that he's all-star. But it's hard for me because I do think he has superstar traits. It's hard, okay? I really like Donovan Mitchell.
Okay,
yeah.
Move on.
So does everyone.
He's D-Wade 2.0, and I love
That's
D-Wade.
not true.
Here's a fun one to yell about. Ja Morant.
Superstar.
All-star.
Oh, yeah, I'm with Greg.
If I had Jason Tatum as superstar, I gotta have Ja Morant.
Yeah, and that's the problem with you having Jason Tatum as a superstar, Greg. What has Ja Morant done? Genuinely, tell me what he's done.
He lights up the internet every fucking night.
He revitalized the Memphis team that needed it. No, what has Ja Morant literally done in basketball to deserve to be next to LeBron James? Tell me what Ja has done. Tell me what Jason Tatum has done to be in that category, Greg. You are so recency bias in love with these young guys, and so am I, and it's fine. You are. It's recency bias.
I'm watching the game and what my eyes are telling me, man.
That's
like
literally the most positive example of recency bias. You're watching the fucking game. That's recency bias. There's nothing more recent than you right now watching the game.
So, okay, so what is my problem then? Is it the fact that they haven't won an MVP? Is it the fact they haven't won a title? Like, what is it? Like, why are they not being considered a superstar in this case?
Yeah, I would say arguably both of those. Steph's the greatest shooter ever. Kevin Durant's arguably the greatest offensive weapon ever. Joe is a top 10 center. Giannis, the greatest foreign player ever. LeBron, arguably the greatest player ever. And you put Jason Tatum and Ja Morant in the same category as them because they are the flavors of the week.
Superstar. We put Luka as superstar.
He is.
Luka's gonna be the greatest foreign player.
No.
ever.
Luka led his team
He'll pass
to the Western
Giannis.
Conference Final.
Oh.
Luka's stats are absurd. He leads that team in and out. Memphis is cool and fun and sexy. And Jason, those are two deep teams. There is no one else that is worth a fuck for the Dallas Mavericks, except last year, Jalen Brunson had a really good run. To call him better than Julius Randle was wild. But Ja Morant and Jason Tatum being superstars, Greg, being superstars.
I can't wait to revisit it in a couple months.
That's not the point. We're doing it right now.
Are you using?
I know, but
Are you using your
I'm
thing?
saying superstar.
No. What is your opinion, Josh?
So to me, right, because
it's not Greg gets to select and then Derek has to override. It's a conversation.
So to me, right, it comes down to the name, right? Because NBA is third on my list of sports by a country mile. And really, you could put college football above the NBA for me. I know Ja Morant's name. I know what team he plays on. I know that he's a fucking game breaker. Now, with that being said, so can be Joel Embiid or Jimmy Butler. So,
if Kyrie Irving is an all-star,
I think Ja
Morant can be no better than an all-star.
I can't disagree with that. I also just
that's arguably a top 10 point guard all time when you look at it.
I also, it's going to be. Now, we may have the same conversation 5 years from now, and Ja Morant is a superstar. That could very well be.
I project him to be.
Right.
He is not.
But right now, okay, I'm cool with that.
Greg sees these shiny toys and says, I'm going to love that thing for 20 years. And then goes, yeah, well, that makes them a superstar. When LeBron has spent 42 years in the league, and Greg wants to put Ja Morant in the same group as them, Greg?
I'm sorry. I'm trusting my eyes. Okay. What is wrong with that? I have 100.
But you put Paulo Banchero in the Blue Day when he's been a freak.
True.
But it's only been half a season.
I'm trusting my eyes. I can only see what I'm putting in front of me. He's been really good for half a season.
Ja Morant technically has only played a season because remember he was hurt at the beginning of his rookie season.
Was he?
Yeah, he didn't play the beginning.
Well, no, Zion was hurt every fucking year.
I thought Ja was hurt too.
I'm excited for this next name.
Okay.
I believe you, Josh. I don't remember him being hurt at the beginning. Okay. That's all. So.
Jaylen Brown.
I hate you.
Do you know why I love this, Josh?
No.
Greg called it one of the biggest reaches in, I believe, NBA history.
Well, he's an all-star, Greg.
He said, I cannot believe they took him. He's only an athlete. At Huff's. That's what Greg said to me.
No, it wasn't Huff's. That was not Huff's.
Was that at my apartment?
That was Six Pen.
Yep.
That was Six Pen because that was the Lonzo Ball draft.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're right. We watched Brandon Ingram at Huff's.
We did. You were so pissed. No. Actually, that was D'Angelo Russell.
Yeah. You're right.
Yeah, because you were pissed because you wanted Jahlil Okafor.
I did.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so Jaylen Brown. Superstar, all-star, Monstar, Houday.
He's consistent, and I've been proven wrong about him, so all-star.
Okay. Fun. All right, here's the other guy in Toronto. I'm not even going for that one.
It's fair.
Yeah.
Shea.
Yeah.
Well,
Wait, who are you talking about?
He's on the Thunder.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, Shea.
He's Canadian. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
To me, Greg Monstar, he is going to be something special. He is right now something special, but it's Monstar because he's young. The Thunder are a team proven to allow players to be stars. I think Shea, to me, is right currently now a Monstar. He is going to be an all-star. I can see that projection. Right now, he is a monster. He's having a monster year.
So I remember when he was drafted out of Kentucky, went to the Clippers, was part of that package to get Paul George to there. Took him a little bit to kind of get going in OKC, but I
Agreed.
think this was the year that he finally popped up.
Yes.
So because of the fact that he's been kind of flaky, I'll say Monstar as well. I need to see more consistency from him.
I have to use the restroom.
Do you
Keep
think?
Allison.
Okay. The next ones are kind of easy, I think. Anyway, James Harden.
All-Star.
Yeah, I think he's if we're like gonna pull one or two people out of the All-Stars to move to superstar, he's in that category. But right now, I mean, he never was the dude.
He's not. No, he's not, and he's not, and also this year too, he's kind of taken a backseat a little bit, and his scoring has gone down, but his assist numbers have gone drastically up. Right. So that's kind of the route I would lean towards in that case.
Clay.
All-Star, and I would read, and
Tough.
Just because of the fact that it's been taking him a while to kind of get his legs going again.
I can understand it, but tough. Okay, top 10 player in the NBA currently, Trae Young. That's why he's in gold. Only the top 10 players in the NBA are in gold.
I would say All-Star.
I know.
Just because I would say All-Star. He's not like, listen, like he will never. I love that backcourt with him and Dejounte Murray, but like that run against the Knicks where he just like absolutely owned them. I don't know if he'll ever like top that.
Or his fucking 40
That's
points
so
he put
hard.
up in the first round the first game against the Bucks. Like
Trae Young didn't make the All-Star game.
Yeah, he did.
He was a snub.
Interesting. I wonder. I'll show you this list after we're done, and we can figure out what the fuck's going on.
Well, so here's the thing: it has to be somewhat correct because Paulo Banchero's there.
Right. Yeah, I don't know.
And you had Markkanen and Sabonis, which are definitely guys that make it too. So like,
okay,
weird.
so we added Harden and Clay to the All-Star list. Do you want to use your special power to get them to a different list?
No, I'm going to save my special power for the end.
Russell Westbrook
has to be All-Star. He just can't. He just can't be worse.
He could be a Who Day.
He could, but based on the fact that he's an All-Star.
Okay.
He'll go down as one of the most memorable names in NBA history.
DeMar DeRozan.
This is a tough one.
I say Monstar simply because of the fact that since he went to Chicago, he started putting up ridiculous numbers.
Yes.
That he wasn't doing in Toronto or San Antonio, and he kind of had more freedom. Like his mid-range game last year was absurd.
Okay.
And he was the whole reason that like the Bulls got there. But I think now but like if we're putting everything in context, I still say Monstar.
I'm aligned.
How about Dollar Dame?
All-Star.
Wow.
He had the most. What was the thing? He had the most efficient, like 40-point game ever a couple nights ago, which
Greg,
threw me off so bad.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
How can you so adamantly scream to the mountaintops, Ja Morant deserves to be in Superstar, and then go, yeah, Dame Lillard, All-Star?
Especially because he's one of your favorite players in the NBA.
That makes do you get my anger with you right now, Greg? Like you get it, right? You understand where I'm coming from?
Yes, I see your anger. I can see the vein like popping actually.
Well, I mean, defend it.
I'm only basing it off of the fact that if I look at Dame, and I love Dame, I really do. All-Star is like the bare minimum for me on that case.
Okay.
But if I'm looking at a guy that like essentially transcends the game to that next level, and I think about that, and I'm figuring out who have I already put at superstar level and stuff like that, I love Dame, but here's the argument. If I would have had to put Dame at superstar, I would put Donovan Mitchell at superstar as well. So that's why I can't do it.
Donovan Mitchell doesn't have a Dos Equis commercial.
No, it's fine. Here's the issue, Josh.
Modelo.
One of those players was literally voted a top 75 NBA player of all time. And Greg is throwing out Donovan Mitchell, who has not made it past the Western Conference, and Ja Morant, who has not made it past the Western Conference, ahead of them. Damian Lillard is literally, Greg, by peers, by journalists, by coaches, a top 75 player ever.
And has one of the most iconic moments in NBA history.
Is Ja top 200? I'm not even being disrespectful. Is he top 200 ever? Projection, sure. Greg, Jesus. We're talking about a top 75 player in a sport that's been around since what, the 20s? 75 years. Sorry, yeah, 75 years. Like 40s? Like,
yeah, 40s. Yeah,
man, right. That's tough to defend.
We're talking Dame Lillard and Kenny Sayers shooting fucking peaches into a bucket.
I saw the video like yesterday too of him just casually dropping off a 3/4 like.
But think about it. So top 75. There's 5 positions in basketball. That makes him a top 15 point guard.
Or even shooting guard, going that route too, yeah.
Sure. Top 15 shooting guard ever.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, so
he's a superstar. He's a top 75 voted player.
All right.
Ever.
Are you using your special thing?
No, that's just what it is.
Okay. LaMelo.
Who dat? What do you think, Greg?
Oh, yeah, who day? Is anyone even watching Charlotte? Like, I can't wait to see what happens when they go up on when they get
LaMelo and Uday.
What did Charlotte do?
When they get Wembanyama, they'll ship out LaMelo, and Wembanyama will be their starting point guard next year. So I can't wait to see it.
All right, De'Aaron Fox.
Watch this motherfucker try to put him in All-Star, Josh.
Monster. I love De'Aaron Fox. I love him, but his numbers have just been
Monster.
Watch this motherfucker put him in All-Stars.
No, I wasn't gonna put him as an All-Star.
He was trying to put him where Dame is. Oh, light the beam. Monster. Next.
Therese Halliburton.
Monster.
I like Therese. He's a Houday.
I love Therese Halliburton.
He's Houday.
I say Monster.
He's Houday. Greg, why is he Monstar?
I think we're putting it on the fact too that he was on terrible Sacramento teams that him and De'Aaron Fox were playing the ball together, but now he's the lead dog in Indiana. I just think he's a very good point guard that is underappreciated, and I say Monstar. I think he'll be consistently an All-Star actually, and that's why I put him in the Monstar category.
I'll give him Monstar for one reason. Points, he's 42nd. Rebounds, he's 133rd. Field goal percentage, he's 55th. He's leading the NBA in assists. I'll give him Monstar.
Okay, cool. I'll work with that. Austin Reeves.
Who?
Houday.
Okay.
Next.
All right. I was like, did I say that wrong?
No.
No. We were just like, I'm trying to figure out, he made it? Really?
Yeah, that's a Houday.
Derrick Rose.
He made it?
Yeah, is he still in the Knicks?
Yeah.
I think he
is. That's a tough look for your Jalen Brunson take. Give me Monstar.
Yeah, I agree.
Wow. Okay. I mean, he's the only one on this list that's in a Little Dicky song, but that's fine.
Well, he's also the only one in the All-Star in lower, I think. Oh, no, Russ. I was going to say with an MVP.
Oh, well, there you go. Devin Booker. Friend of the program, we're just going to say.
We're friends with Kylie Jenner?
Really?
We're friends with Xavier Dussel, who's friends with Devin Booker and James Harden.
Can we get Kendall Jenner?
No. Darius Garland.
Darius Garland.
Thank you.
I
knew the last name.
Yeah, I'm going to go Monstar, Greg. I think he's having a good year because of... Good.
I say Monstar. I did love him with Sexland as well, but
Mitchell's helping him get to the next level.
Yeah, Mitchell's putting up amazing numbers there, so I would say Monstar.
Derek, do you want to use your special power to move somebody last second here?
Do you really think there's 40 people in the All-Star game? What is the tweet you're looking at?
I'll show you the tweet, but yeah, it's
this is too many names for an All-Star game, Greg. You know what I think it is, Josh? I think you have dunk contest, 3-point contest, skills competition, All-Star game.
Maybe.
Okay, so here, I'm on Wikipedia and
I have the starters.
All the All-Stars listed.
But think about the All-Star game it's what, 5v5 with 6 bench players. So you're looking at 11v11, 22. You're way above. I think you have all of the all-stars.
Well,
Yeah.
like, okay, well then cool.
Yes, which is a good.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to figure out what it is. I think you're correct.
So then Trae Young and Seakem are probably in a competition.
Trey's in 3 points.
Duh.
Siakam's in the skills competition.
Okay.
Yeah, because I'm looking at the bench for the East, and it's Jaylen Brown, DeMar DeRozan, Tyrese Halliburton, Drew Holiday, Julius Randle, Bam Adebayo, and Joel Embiid.
Can we? Where was Seakem gonna go? Siakam gonna go?
Sia. We were going for Monstar or All-Star, Greg. Which one? I'm cool with whatever. I don't care.
I say Monstar, but he's borderline.
Cool.
Okay.
Because I think he could be an All-Star.
Yeah, there's the rookie game. There's a lot.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. I just want, for the sake that like we just took randomly 2 people out, I just want to make sure we get those 2 in since I had them on the list for some reason.
I can't believe that Lauri Markkanen and Domantas Sabonis are All-Stars, but it is confirmed that
Sabonis,
they are.
he's like
crazy.
This is third year, I think, as an All-Star.
Yeah, because like I forgot he had like really good years in Indiana, but like I'm looking at the list, and actually the one guy that we missed from the West was Jaren Jackson.
Who?
Oh,
Jaren Jackson.
Who?
would have been a day anyway. It sounds like. All right.
Thanks, Greg.
Greg, or Derek? You moving anybody?
Yes, I would like to use my one move.
Jason Tatum.
I would like to move Jaylen Brown to superstar.
Oh, fuck off.
I don't even. Where's Jaylen Brown?
He's right below Ja Morant, Greg's favorite player. And I would like to move
off.
Jaylen Brown to superstar. Thank you.
Okay.
Sorry, Greg.
I'm so salty. So salty.
Was
This is what happens when I don't.
somewhere.
This is what happens when someone develops. You know what? And it shows me right because I'm the one that preaches development when it comes to NBA players all the time too. So what am I
Not for
thinking?
Jaylen.
Not for Jaylen Brown, apparently. We're going to the Boston Celtics of all places too, who knows how to develop talent too.
Yep.
I'm an idiot on that one. Yeah. That's gonna be a black eye on me for the longest time too.
Formal proposal to move drafting to next week and do one final segment to close the show since we spent a half hour at the beginning of the hour for the show.
Shit. Yep. Absolutely.
Because we were there.
I'm cool with that because we had a lot of fun tonight and 2 hours
did.
just flew by.
Yeah,
Okay.
agreed.
All
One
right.
of the first times it did in a while, Greg, I will say. Not that we
Yes, and
feel pain
also-
to do it, but it was good.
No, but also because I feel bad because Josh, I think, needs to have dinner soon because he's probably starving.
No, I'm
My
good.
dinner's out there. I can smell it.
Okay. So what topic are we doing?
I would like to cover my mock or my beer. You guys get to decide.
It's a good
I
question.
think beer's the better one.
I think beer's the better one because we got plenty of time to do mock stuff like
Yep.
the
True.
rest of the year. So
Okay.
I say beer because we literally beer's in our name. So might as
2
well.
beers deep. Sounds like I need to open up my zipper pouch one last time.
Yeah, I'm
For
on my
this
I'm on.
little beauty.
This dude, I'm gonna just drop it. This Stein is so sick, but it takes 2 beers to fill in, and there goes a 6-pack.
Yeah.
Is that your rant about the Stein? Just out of curiosity that you were gonna like bring up at the beginning? Of
No, yeah, I was just gonna literally. I told her I was like, "Look, this is beautiful. It's us holding hands with a heart and a dog. That's my dog. It's 2 beers. You know what I mean? So like, I want to fill it up. Like as a man, I want it to be full. It just sucks.
That's fair.
Okay.
Josh, what was the beer you were drinking that just literally said beer on it?
That's what we're about to talk about.
Is that an emergency beer?
No, that's Bonds.
Oh, that's beer. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. Sorry.
It's a beer that there's nothing like else on it. It just says beer.
Yeah, Greg, I've been trying for months 15 months to be exact, to figure out how to get beer to you. And I just there's
Yeah.
no
Facts.
legal way short of me just driving to Pittsburgh with it to get it
Suck
to
a dick.
you.
Yeah, yes, but go ahead.
Yeah. So like because it's my favorite beer here. So, but Derek,
Yeah, so I first I want to ask. Well, I'll set the stage. I dropped my 10 best breweries I've ever been to.
Yeah.
It's the only way to rank them. I would like to know from you two, Greg. You've obviously been to Nashville. You visited me. Josh, you and I have been to many breweries in Pittsburgh. You guys know. I've been to Seattle without you guys, Hawaii without you guys. Which ones, I guess, from the list?
humble brag.
Because it. What?
Humble brag. But why without you guys? Just like,
Oh yeah.
not a big deal.
So looking at the breweries that I ranked in there, and I'm gonna pull up the actual brewery.
Yep.
Just to clear, because it has changed. So
So
the scoring is
go ahead.
beer, food scene, ambiance, the place, and then the people. Those are the 5.
Mm-hmm.
Black Abbey in Nashville was 10. Penn Brewery was 9 in Pittsburgh. Alter Genius 8. East End is 7. Hitchhiker 6. Voodoo 5, which I need to go their thing down here. Grist House 4. Smith and Lent in Nashville 3. 2 was Trace. 1 was Cinderlands. Did any of those shock you guys?
Alter Genius, I thought, was a little high just for the fact that you've only been there once.
Yep.
And I think you only had 2 of their beers. So I think that was a little aggressive.
But to be fair, I've only been to East End Brewery once. I've only been to Penn Brewery 3 times. I've been to, you know what I mean? Like Voodoo is a ton. I'm with you, Greg. I know what you're saying. I can only, and this is not the best beer, right? This is the best brewery.
So
I think his AirPods died.
Oh, I would say that and now keeping in mind I've not been to all of these, I feel like Voodoo is low.
Oh, okay.
I had one of the best birthday parties of my entire fucking life at Voodoo. So
Which one?
The one with the soft cookies, the Enzo and Cass, and they said soft on them, and the CM Punk cookies.
I'm sorry, not which birthday.
Oh,
which Voodoo. Thanks though. I'm super happy you had a good birthday, buddy.
Thank you.
Which Voodoo location?
In Homestead.
Okay, cool. Yes.
Also,
that's the one
you
that
have
I based it off.
I mean, you have their beer at 4.7 out of 5. I mean, they got to be pretty fucking great to get over that.
I think the Good Vibes is a top 5 beer on the planet.
They're close. They're about as close to a 5 as you can get in the greater city fucking of Pittsburgh.
Good Vibes is a top 5 beer for me perpetually.
Also, well, yeah, but okay, so here's something. Okay, because food would take them down because they don't serve food, at least in the one.
Now, the North Shore location has food. And do you know what actually bumped their food ratings? I had a hibachi food truck at the Homestead location because I was sitting there, I was like, their food wasn't good, their trucks weren't great, and I was like, actually, I sat there and ate that yum yum sauce and like licked the plate.
Yeah. So I guess my question on this. Southern Tier got the fucking schneid here.
Yeah, let's look at. So I have the rank up. Southern Tier is ranked currently right now 20th. They finished at a 15 flat out of 20.
Oh,
which they are tied with 2 other breweries, one of which is considered the best brewery in Nashville by many people.
I mean, Pumpkin alone puts you in a top 10 category. No,
they have a lot of bad beers. But Southern Tier is a 4.1 for beer, a 3.7 space, a 4.1 for food, and a 3.1 for people.
Wait, you gave it a 7.1 in space?
What?
Wait, no. What'd you give it?
3.7.
Oh, so yeah, I mean, whoa, 3.7? Not 4.7?
No.
You could take your fucking dog. I know you didn't get a dog till you got to Nashville, but Brody the real pug fucking ran that joint.
What's your thought on being next door to Tequila Cowboy during Steelers Sundays?
Fair.
Greg, I also don't know if we can hear you, buddy. No, we can't hear you. Just troubleshoot it. I just wanted you to know that we're not ignoring you.
Yeah.
I just literally. So, Greg, what I would do is keep trying stuff and just keep yelling.
I would switch your audio again like you did originally. That would be my guess. That somehow
it might be on the
headphones
because the headphones are like talkable ones.
Right.
But the big question, Josh.
Where do I think Bonds falls on this? Is that
no? There's 2.
Woo-hoo.
So where which I told you I would rank. Let me just let me finish this one ranking while Greg does this thing. I mean that's bad. This
Yeah,
was
that-
really actually
Oh,
good. There you are,
I
Greg.
almost heard you. There you go.
Yeah,
All
that's
right.
annoying.
That's all right, buddy. We're all learning in this new Zoom environment.
Literally, yeah.
Okay, so altitude. I went to 3 breweries, Greg.
Yep. They're on the bottom of your screen.
Altitude is not. Oh, I'm so sorry, Steph. Will someone tell Greg to vote in Music League? New Ken one has food and it's fire. No audio, Greg. What's up, Steph? The new Ken one I still need to get to. Greg, vote in Music League. Altitude.
All right. I will vote.
This is now officially, Greg. Let me make sure, but I believe it's the lowest beer on my list. Yes, it is.
Don't disagree.
So-
Wait a sec. Is this
Yeah.
the one that you guys like? Is this the one that you guys texted me saying that like you had to like leave
Yeah.
immediately
To go to this one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So the lowest 3 beers before this, Hop Farm, just not a fan. They had a
Okay.
2.7. Hofbrauhaus had a 2.5 because it's just Hofbrauhaus. There's
yeah,
nothing
but you
more.
can get
It's-
trashed so
You
fast.
can't, but the beer
You
is
gotta spend
literally.
a lot of money though, bud.
You want a
lot of
lager?
money.
Here is a lager. You want a stout? Like that's what Hofbrau
I
is
know
to me.
that the Beth and Tom Dubé household is upset by that comment, but we'll leave it be.
The worst beer before this was a 2.4. Greg,
Yeah.
I know you've been there. Josh, I don't know if you have. Spring Hill.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's
Greg
no
said it
longer
was bad.
existing either. So
Yeah.
Not a fan. They had one
Yeah.
beer I liked.
Yeah,
Altitude.
sure.
Good.
Yes, absolutely. We did. There were 4 of us there. I don't think one of us enjoyed our beer. Now the girls enjoyed their cocktails, but it's a brewery. It says so right there on their.
I openly say that I'm a fan of breweries, and I will give you an honest score.
Yeah,
That is a 1.2.
I believe it.
Wow,
You and
wait, for
I had
beer?
6
Seriously?
beers there, and we did not
Not
enjoy
one.
one of them.
No, we tried.
Sorry,
many
Kevin
a beers.
McKinney.
that is
Three-
depressing.
3.5 in space, 4.1 in food. Josh, I love the food. 2.9 in people for an 11.7 total.
I'm
Spring
blown
Hill's still
away.
the lowest, but altitude is the 3rd lowest.
Can
It
we
goes
just
altitude
real
Hop
quick?
Farm there.
Can you say to Kevin, I'm sorry?
Is that Kevin from The Office?
No, this is Kevin McKinney.
Does he own altitude?
No, his girlfriend's the caterer there. But
Oh, well, thank God she doesn't deal with the beer.
that's
Kenny,
true.
'cause then
Also,
you
the
wouldn't-
hot fish tacos kick ass, Kevin.
The food
Was great.
right now. The food scene at altitude got a 4.1.
Oh, okay, Kev. There
I
you go.
loved the food.
Love you, Kev.
We got a ton of food. The other one we went to was Coal Creek, Greg.
Yeah. And you
We
didn't
stopped
even
in real
get the
quick.
fucking cold. Well, you did because you had breakfast at Coal Creek.
We
was
had
that the New
it's-
was that the New England IPA that I was told was the best that you've ever had? Just out of
maybe not
curiosity.
I've ever had. I was pretty drunk, but we got breakfast on the left side. One over there. 3.4 for beer because I only had one, but it was tremendous. It was everything you want in New England, right? It was literally like the same way I'm saying Hofbräu was just like, here's a lager, that's a lager. This New England, I said that's different than any New England I've had.
Yeah.
But it makes sense and it's perfect. Space is a 4.1. It's very cool. Food scene 3.6 because we had breakfast there. People 2.9.
And you
the guy
didn't
was
even
cool,
get
but
to have the
also-
pizza.
Exactly. So with a total score of 14, which puts it at 25th, right behind Dancing Gnome because
Ooh.
Dancing
You have
Dancing
not
Gnome
been
is
in a new location. You have
they're
not
the
been in a new
only brewery
location.
on here with an asterisk.
Mhm.
Dancing Gnome 2 is good company, I would say, for Coal Creek.
I would be floored if thank you, Grace. We're soon.
But
She said I
Coal-
made you dinner.
Coal Creek is kick ass, and he did not get to have the cowboy pizza, but it's brisket. Just that's all you need to fucking know.
All you need.
We invented a thing here called Double Coal Creek Day, where you go to Coal Creek for breakfast, like a late breakfast, and then you go back for dinner. It's it's great. It's great.
So
Coffee's good.
let me set the stage for Bonds.
Okay,
Oh.
go ahead.
Let's just say
Good.
that out of the 3 of them, you only bought a hat from one of them.
Yes, we went to Jerk Off Day. There was a
Wait.
beef jerky competition, Greg.
Get your mind out of the
Okay.
gutter, Greg.
Yeah, you idiot.
My bad.
So let me go from 1 to Bonds
Okay.
because we won't be waiting around long.
All right.
1 is Cinderlands. It is the epitome of breweries. 2 is Trace.
Yeah.
Yes.
3 is Smith and Lentz, the best pizza I've ever put my mouth around.
Is
Yes.
the Trace Cinderlands flip just because Cinderlands has food and Trace doesn't?
So Cinderlands is a 4.8 with beer. Trace is a 4.6.
Cindy.
Cinderland's beer, they just can do way more.
I forget about little Cindy all the time.
Trace is what they have 5 beers on tap, but they're just smaller, so they can't do certain things. Food scene, Cinderland's food is just better. Trace has really good food trucks. Space, Cinderland's space is just better.
Massive.
It's a warehouse.
I've also never been to that. I've only been to the brew pub.
Dude, the warehouse
is crazy, and
Okay.
they kill every second of them. Trace gets a 5 in people
Of course.
for 2 reasons. 1, Adam. 2,
And
they made
Cinderlands
that
has
kilt
Nick
guy.
Faust, so fuck Nick Faust.
Yeah, they got a 0.
Great guy.
They made
Great guy.
that kilt guy from whatever brewery. They made him palatable, so Trace gets a 5.
Okay.
Which is hard, absolutely hard to do, if that's the case.
Smith and
Oh,
Lentz,
that's
my favorite brewery in Nashville. Pilsners, lagers, they kill. Pizza's the best. 5 is Grist House. Grist
Dogs.
destroys it. 6 is Bonds.
Ooh, Bonds at 6?
Bonds has a 4.1 out of beer. And Greg, I would know. I drank
Okay.
9 beers.
Let's fucking
You
I
drank
drank
9 beers.
9 of their beers, including their seltzer.
Okay.
They come in at a 3.9 for space. So it's
Okay.
open. It's communicative. The people are great. They have games, even though there's mold on it. Massive space, like length.
Just
to
the
it.
one
The bar
game. Don't
area,
play Uno.
Yeah. Don't play Uno. The ring toss was great.
Oh, but I
Space
love
was
Uno. Okay.
Space was terrific. You get to the food scene. Jerk off was great.
It was.
But then you get to Josh bought the library pizza garlic knots, and 3 people, Greg, walked by because I had said with one of them, I said, "What'd you get?" And the guy said, "The best damn thing at the library." The bartender said, "Oh, you got the best thing at the library." Someone else walked by and goes, "Dude, best thing at the library." Like, I could not tell you how obsessed this town is with the food nearby, and it's also close.
Yep.
You can get
Okay.
anything and bring it in. So
Yeah.
the food scene at Bonds comes into a 3.9. The people, Greg, it's a 4.5. I was kissed by a
Wow.
giant burly gentleman. Was it Joe? Josh,
Joe.
is his name Joe? Greg, when I tell you that I can't wait for Grace to get her camera developed, this giant man asked me for whatever game we're playing a game where it's like
Monikers.
gibberish.
Something.
Gibberish was the one, and it was like a bunch of and he goes, "Can I have that?" And he like would jump in, him and his wife, whatever. The end of the night, he picked me up and kissed me on the cheek, and then said to me, "I just think everyone needs to be exactly who they are."
Yes, it's true. This happened.
That's amazing.
And we left. So they come in with a 16.4, which is currently tied with Grist House. They are behind Grist House because Grist House is better in my opinion.
Right, you've been to Grist House like multiple times and stuff.
Yes,
like, I
but
get
they
it,
did
yeah.
beat out Voodoo, Hitchhiker, East End, Altered Pen, and Black.
Here's all you need to
Damn.
know, Greg, is that the
Damn.
3 of us entered that building, and when we left with a pack of people.
Well, we entered and then left the shop and then came back and everyone said, "You guys are back."
Yeah.
I was like, "I didn't even talk to you."
Yeah. And then the other part that I can say definitively, now Trace
Okay.
at some point may enter this list. There is only one brewery on Derek's list that has a beer that I helped invent.
What a drink.
A drink. It's a mixture of beers.
I'm with you though.
But-
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a suicide,
Okay.
but it's great.
It's
I
Wait.
didn't
What do you
get
mean it's
that
a suicide? Exactly.
Josh mixed 3 beers.
We
mixed
didn't mix 3 beers. There was a situation where there's a group of us that all have, and now unfortunately, like most of them have left. But there was a
Yeah.
group of 4 of us that had birthdays within a 2-week time period,
Okay.
and we lived at Bonds in those 2 weeks. And
Mhm.
by the end of it, we had our own drink because they're like, these fuckers just keep coming back. We have to give them their own drink. So shout out Becca. The Sour Hawk will live
cool.
forever.
Okay.
But yeah,
Is that what it's called? The Sour Hawk?
the Sour Hawk.
I'm terrified. So if I do come up to visit and I ask for the Sour Hawk, are they going to know what I
It
want?
depends on season.
If they
because
have it, yeah.
Bonds rotates their stuff pretty. They have their staples, beer,
Beer.
but they rotate their craft stuff pretty.
I love when a
regularly.
brewery's staple is beer.
Right.
Guys, a wonderful show back.
Woohoo!
Yeah, Josh, welcome back. Greg, welcome to see you again. It's been a while, buddy. And I don't think we'll ever not have a show, Greg.
I don't think we'll ever not have a show either.
By the NFL.
Yeah. I think we're okay. I think
By the NFL.
I think we are like set with regards to being able to finding determination to want to do this and be able to like enjoy this and stuff. So we're good.
Ladies and gentlemen, you can watch every episode of Two Beers Deep on YouTube live Thursday from 7 to 9 Eastern. Run over a little bit.
Eastern Standard Time.
We will have the entire episode up on YouTube, so it should have just uploaded. Cut clips for shorts, everything we're doing, the whole gambit, and then upload the audio for podcast listening, because that's what we need to do what we love to do. That was an old quote I used to love. Do what you have to do what you love to do.
And follow us on all the social handles at ThoughtsTFB.
We also, Josh, if you think about it, we need a link tree for Instagram.
Sure,
because I saw you put the article in there, and I was like, oh, that's cool. We had one in the past. We'll figure it out. It's not a big deal. It was just something I thought about that I want to talk to you about. Josh, parting words.
I missed you, boys. I missed you more than you'll ever fucking know.
Kind of gay. Greg, parting words.
Glad to be back, and for the love of God, I hope we do not ever take a break again, and I blame Pink.
Did you sit at that table? Tell me and Josh right now.
Yes, I did.
Okay, I know that. Ladies and gentlemen, we will see you next week live on Two Beers Deep.